Social Mischief and all kind of Detroit cats, Fat Cat. It's out there just doing shit with like all kind of underground cats. I was running my own radio station out there too.
Out in LA?
Radio in Oakland.
Yeah. In Oakland?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm from Inglewood.
Oh, from Inglewood? Yeah.
Cali.
Yeah. So just putting out music in Orchard, Sony label.
Okay. Okay.
So Rob, why don't you go ahead and that email that you sent me with some of your go ahead and forward it to Eddie.
Definitely.
So we can,
my email is levert.entertainment@gmail.
And we are now officially live, y'all. So everybody's gonna be able to. I'm gonna tag you guys.
Levert, for sure. I got you up there now.
Okay, let me do this first. Code.
Okay.
Code Shoulder 7.
That's it. Yep.
I got it.
On the coldest radio.
Okay. Wow.
On the coldest radio.
There you go.
Hey, now wait a minute. Now this is the coldest. You hear that?
Yeah.
You heard that, huh?
Yeah.
You saying we stole that from you?
Oh, hey.
Cold Shoulder 7.
So how
Man. Okay. All right, let me do this. How can I do this? So if I put their names in the video, if I put their names inside the comments that tag them.
That's a one way of tagging it, of making sure they're able to see it. So you can just put their name in.
What is going on with my laptop today, bro?
What's wrong with it?
Damn, it's just something ain't right.
Them Dallas Mavericks put it on a couple of
Because I'm not ready.
didn't they?
But
Put it on them
Ashanti would have been perfect for me.
It's like Atlanta said, what you call them? Right home.
So, Rob,
Atlanta gotta play the Nets.
Oakland now?
I'm in Oakland now. Yep. Right.
Let me do
I used to live. I lived in San Francisco and the East Bay. I lived out in Antioch.
And you was out there.
Yeah, I was way out there.
Yeah, they.
But I worked at a data center in downtown Oakland near the arena. So the old arena.
That's your brother?
No, that's my son.
Oh shit, I knew something. Either brothers, y'all definitely related.
Yeah, that's all good.
I tell you yesterday.
Looking like your mama and your daddy. Man.
And Ren, you down there in Peachtree City?
Yeah, Fayetteville, Georgia. I'm right there in Fayetteville. I'm actually a quarter mile from the
Fayetteville.
Peachtree sign, but
Okay.
you know what I mean? But yeah, it's still, I'm right there. Loving it. I'm out the way.
All right.
I'm out the way.
That's what's up.
Yeah, catch. Look, some of the homies be like, man, you live all the way out there. I was like, you live all the way out there?
Yeah, right. That's what I be telling
It's the
people.
same distance for
They
me
like,
to drive to
oh,
your
you live
house
way
as
out
it
in
is
Lawrenceville. No, you live way out in Decatur, bro.
Right.
Right. We live far away from each other. Yeah.
So what I want to do is I want to already.
I'm wondering what my broadcast is.
Okay.
You know.
I'm gonna tell them to call it like a couple minutes early.
Yeah. I'll send you when to tell her to call
Okay,
me, so
all right.
this way she already done.
Gotcha. Boom, 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 boom. Is your partner tuning in today
What y'all doing?
for the sports?
I was just trying to get everything live. Catch you live? Yep.
Trying to catch. Okay. It just hit my page.
Okay.
You can also, you saying the best way to do this so that your boy Ron don't F it up for you. It's for you to share it yourself.
What? No. Remember yesterday we chopped. I was like, hey, bro, I'm gonna share. You was like, hey, we can flood the waves.
Okay.
So I was like, let me throw it out there. You know, I'm gonna get it out there. Me and Rob, we're gonna be on here. Bro, gonna see it.
So what y'all want to do? It just hit my page. You want me to share it to you or? No, I'm gonna do what Nunu said.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. You remember I told you how experienced I am at this?
Why ain't your name coming out, Rob?
Man, this 86 degrees at 7 o'clock in the morning.
On Facebook.
On Facebook, Rob.
And the high is 107.
Yeah, it's
Who
hot.
wants to be there?
Yep.
That's why you don't want to go outside and make it. That's
Exactly.
exactly why they did that. So you can be in the casino and lose all your money.
For real.
And get put out in the hot sun.
Let me tell you something. We went last year, I think. It was so hot.
Ridiculous, man. Your feet be burning up. Oh my God. I had on some plastic shoes out there one time. They melted. 107 degrees, man. Come on, that's ridiculous. 86 at 7 in the morning, man. You like, when did you get a break?
Yeah.
86 in the morning.
If you change early, you gotta keep changing clothes.
Yeah, you going outside, it's 90 degrees at 7 in the morning, and you go outside, you done for the whole day.
For real. It's draining. Weather like that is draining too.
Man,
It
me
makes
too.
you
It
tired.
kills me off. That heat like that, it's ridiculous. What's wrong, Red? It's stopping up on you?
It ain't coming up. It ain't when I type Ren in. I mean, I only know one Ren.
Yeah. See
See how it ain't? The name ain't coming up.
Last name Lagon, probably Ligon. That might come up.
It should come up on anything, right?
It should. REN should pop up.
Yeah, man, you do that.
Man, I hate this.
Can you do it on your phone?
Wow.
Can you do it on your phone?
That's some struggling with this mess.
So when you crack the mic, yeah, crack the mic.
Did you guys see that? Has anyone seen the picture?
I haven't.
She looked like a whole meal out here in these streets. Rihanna is posed for Italian magazine.
Is that right?
Vogue Italia.
It's like a whole snack.
Man,
Real issue though.
like she's serving body from.
Yeah.
45 seconds, you
Real
guys. 45 seconds.
What's the problem with the Wi-Fi? Something's happening.
I know the Wi-Fi was mine was saying the same thing. I was
30 seconds.
I tagged you, Ren. Rob, you ain't coming up.
all right. I can get it to him and forward it. I got you.
Okay, 20 seconds. All right, this is a short talk break. This is a short talk break, and we're ready to go into a little bit more news you can use.
Okay.
Stand by.
Coldest show on the radio, APz Mid-Morning Mimosa.
Thank you for keeping it locked right here to the coldest show on the planet. Listen, it is currently 47 minutes after the hour as we do what we do on this Friday Eve. Welcome to Thursday, which puts us a day closer to the weekend. Yes, it is.
Wow.
It is Thirsty Thursdays.
And you know what? It's funny that you said that because Rihanna is out here serving body for months. That's right.
Can I see it?
I'm going to show it to you, Eddie. Your girl Rihanna covers Vogue Italia. She's on the cover of the magazine. The singer served as the muse, photographer, and the stylist for the June 2021 cover Do-It-Yourself issue. The singer rocked a short pixie cut and Valentino.
I'm not
and
mad
you
at
guys
her.
should see her. She looks absolutely
Listen, I am not mad at Rihanna. Okay, now
click on the picture.
Now, when I had a chance to take a look at the photo shoot that she did for Vogue, you know, she actually did a couple of photos, and one of the, you know, Rihanna is doing what she's doing. She's looking her best. But one photo, she was, you know, kind of dressed like a little tomboy. I'm like, okay, Rihanna, I don't really know what's going on with that,
well, you know, they have
I
to
will
put
still
that-
take you down.
My tomboy.
Yes, I will still take
She
you
has to
down.
do different poses. and it's not just about, you know, always looking like a girly girl.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Yeah, I get it. She's trying to, you know, give us a different look. And speaking about someone trying to give us a different look, Mr. Levert, your boy is in the news trying to give us a completely different look. I'm talking about a completely different look. When I say your boy, you're like, AP, what are you talking about? Yeah. I'm glad you asked that question. I'm talking about none other than rapper Wiz Khalifa. Now, we all know Wiz Khalifa for smoking hella weed and having a really smooth face. Yeah. Well, Wiz Khalifa said, nah, not anymore. Wiz Khalifa is now rocking the lace front beard. He is officially beard gang at this point.
Front.
Oh, wow.
Yes, he is. So Wiz Khalifa, fans were bewildered when Wiz Khalifa posted a clip of himself getting a lace front beard put on his face. Although Wiz hasn't said why he was wearing a lace front beard, fans are assuming
Maybe
it's for an up-and-coming role.
I really hope so.
I'm not mad at that.
He's got an upcoming role in a kung fu movie.
Y'all funny.
Would you wear a fake lace front, Red?
Never.
Hello. Would you do it?
You know what? He looks like
hesitation, boy.
Money moves mountains. We all know that. I wear a beard. You know what I mean? Like, he looks like a broke kung fu master.
So let me ask you. If you met a young lady and she was like, you know what? I think you'll look nice in the beard. Would you go out and just give it immediately?
No. I can't counterfeit like that.
Just be like, I'll be right back. I'll definitely be like,
I gotta let it grow in, baby. I gotta let it grow in.
So, Mr. Levert, listen, the Levert family, you guys are known for your facial hairs and the beard.
Gang.
If Rihanna said, hey, Mr. Levert, I'm not really into the beards. Can you cut the signature beard off? Would you cut it off for Rihanna?
Bald-headed.
You say you whole skin.
Eddie, you are funny.
You say you're going to be completely bald head on this face.
Gentlemen.
Listen, and I'm not mad at you because I would definitely cut whatever little hair I got off for Rihanna as well. I'm not mad at that as well. Listen, you guys keep it locked right here to the coldest show on radio. We got Senator Connie Johnson coming up. Got to keep it locked right here to the coldest show on radio. APz Mid-Morning Mimosa. Keep it locked. We're turning off the radio. Let's go.
You are now in tune to the coldest show on the radio. APz Mid-Morning Mimosa.
Sure.
Thank you.
Get you in there the whole time.
Right on.
But you stay in there. So now you get your time.
Let's cue it.
Trying to get that live on.
So what we're getting ready to do, we on the talk break, okay? The music that you're hearing in your ears, Rob, you can't hear it, but it's intermission music because of the copyright issues. Because on Facebook, especially when you go live, it'll catch any copyright. So we can't play what we're playing on the radio.
Got it.
When we go live. So we got intermission elevator music playing, but that's not what they're hearing on the other end. What's playing right now? So Kevin Gates' Power is playing right now.
yo.
All right. Rob, I don't know what's up with your Facebook.
Oh man, I was trying to send it to you now. I friended you on there, but
got mad at me.
I'm at the radio station.
Got mad at me some years back.
From 10 to 2. But there's somebody there. My homegirl and them there.
I'm about to pull it up.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, he'll be there.
So we're gonna get so.
Have you talked to him this morning?
I have not forgotten about both of you.
I talked to you this morning.
I wanted to make sure we got Coach Shoulder taken care of.
Oh, that was
okay. You feel me?
Yes.
Okay.
This is how we do. Families take care of families, and we are a family. In case you haven't noticed, Eddie is a part of that family. Indeed. And we go hard every day. We grind.
My nephew and my homegirl.
And it's about creating partnerships, cooperation.
It's all good. Just
you know what I mean, working with each other. So just like that.
Yeah. All right. What you say?
Some of that. Hey, like that part.
So let's get some of this. Let's get some of that Cleveland, Ohio action.
Hey.
Yes.
And take it from there.
Okay, I told her to call in like 3 minutes before.
I'll let the other team members tell you about some of the projects they working on.
Okay.
I'll take it with them too.
Okay. Well, I'll just text her with it. When they call in, yeah, I'll just text
I
her.
think you said something about veterans.
Yep. Homeless, like homeless veterans. Yep, absolutely. That's definitely I'm definitely trying to get that going too.
That's her forte.
I love you more.
Okay.
Love you more.
That's fresh.
So I was in a text
for your service.
I'm going to text you when the call real, okay?
We'll talk more about it. I'll give you a card and everything.
Right. Yes.
If you ever want to speak to me about anything that you have going on, I'd be more than happy.
I bought some cards too.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Cause like I was telling Ron, I was like, yo, nah, bro, I need some help. Like I've been one man band and I got so far.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, we're live, so when you speak, it's going out. Even though we're not on air, it's going
okay.
out.
Okay.
Yeah. It's okay because it's
But I be saying a lot of bullshit.
Right. Also, I'll be mindful not to cuss too, cause I cuss.
Right. We can cuss on there. What the hell? What the hell? Nah, but on here, nah.
You can curse when we on break. But obviously you wanna, if you can't.
We got potty mouths.
Big shouts out to everybody checking in on social media. I see you. If you guys want to join the conversation, give us a call. 765-450-9119.
Tell them what your issues are, and somebody will comment and help.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, check this out. Just going live on it. A lot of things I want to do. Just that awareness as a veteran, being in that veteran space. There's no reason you should serve your country and then have to be homeless or hungry. I understand it's a lot of like mental health care that's not taking place. Because, once you go to war one time, you forever different. I don't care what you did while you was over there, whether you was cook or infantry, front line or back line. But, we don't get that hands-on when we get out. So what ultimately happens.
I just don't want the bar to block your face, so you can talk into the microphone.
And be seen.
You could adjust it how you
Man, I was trying to hide my ugly, bro. I was trying to hide things you can't hide on me.
Nah, we good, bro. Nah, we good, bro.
Okay. Wow. All right, go ahead, man. Talk, spit it.
Yeah, so, and with that and other projects that I'm working on, as far as
I know you don't want to get too close.
book,
all good.
I got me some book ventures working on. My agent, Laura Love, Ideal Architects. She a mad scientist. She believed in me when she heard the title, Broken Toys. She was like, man, that's unique. Myself and a gentleman, Nick Childs, who is my man, 50 grand, he helped me. He basically helped me pen the book, because when you're a brand new author, you feel like what you're writing is great till you hit that edit table. Then you like, I think I wrote that in crayon. Right. So Nick was able to pull me in and down me in, shout out to Nick Childs. I mean, one of the few, how about this? One of the few brothers that I know that graduated from Yale. Yeah, Yale graduate, you know.
Right.
I was like, okay, Ivy League 30 years ago, though.
Right. Say that.
Right? 30 years ago, bro came out of Yale, you know. He's rocked 100 projects, man. This dude is a genius. And he came and sat me down, and we worked on it, and shopped the proposal to Laura, and yeah, man, and her being... her being receptive to it.
So look, let me tell you, because this show's not a... This show, I'm gonna take some time on our show to tell my story, but it's not that time. It's your time. But I do want to tell you this, you know, because we from the same hometown, because we ran them same streets, because we frequently seen each other pretty much anywhere we would go. Like, it wasn't that many places that had open arms for us to come in and have a good time, right?
Facts.
Because of what was going on in our neighborhoods, you know. And y'all know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
When you come from a place like Dayton, Ohio, a small city in southwest Ohio, you know, that's on that major drug route, meaning I-75 and I-70, and we that drop-off point, you know, and drugs decimate our streets, and then we start having homies that we was in late grade school, junior high, they start falling off, and we wondering what's going on. What's happening around us? Why is guys dropping out of school? What happened to him? What happened to such and such? And so we saw all that.
Yeah.
But I didn't see real life till I went to Panama. You feel me? In service of my country.
Right.
The United States Army sent me to Panama to do a job, and I'm thinking, I'm doing this for the flag. I'm doing this. That's why I raised my hand. I said an oath. But when, like you said, I'm coming full circle on what you say, how it changes you. When I came back home, my mother, Charlene Emerson, Mama Bear, is always listening to us too, by the way. She's on the line with us right now. So I know both of you probably have seen my mama or whatever, working at the concession stands or at Colonel White or whatever, okay? So we go back that far where we would be walking the same halls of the schools, okay? So I just want to let our folks know that, you know, how our friendship, you know, how it kind of all began and how it's come full circle. And I'll end it on this. When I came back, she said, "You are different. You are not the same." And I knew it. I knew it. I had lost my humanity, and I've been in search of it. I've been in search of it ever since. And that's the struggle of a lot of veterans. And like you said, it doesn't matter whether you're a cook, truck driver, logistics. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
You still in it. You still in the shit.
Yeah.
You still got to deal with the anxiety and the seeing your homies go down or whatever. You're still going through it. And that brainwashing is something else. Let me tell y'all, that brainwashing is something else. So I applaud your efforts in trying to bridge that gap for our veterans, Ren.
Thank you.
So tell the folks exactly what the organizations are that you are propping up to do that.
Well, currently, like initially, I tried to get out and get this truck on my own with a company I had, RL Solutions, right? Because I wanted to kind of get a military head on it, but I also wanted a one-stop shop for it.
Okay.
To try to pull that in under like a nonprofit, because people don't need more questions; they need solutions.
Right.
Hey, I'm homeless. I'm addicted to drugs. I'm a veteran. Whatever. How can you help me? So I was working with a gentleman named Maury Haith.
Okay.
Just as far as trying to get a wellness clinic together.
Right.
Because the last thing you want to do with a person that has a problem is identify the problem for them. You can't tell somebody they're crazy.
Right.
You just got to get them in a place where, you know, so can massage it. Since then, you know, obviously I've always supported Wounded Warrior projects and things of that nature. But what I've been finding to do is that I pick up the phone, man, and I call a lot of dudes that I served with.
Right.
and I just call them up.
Right.
And I found that I'm getting a lot more traction with that. So working with a lot of guys, working with, you know, some youth ministry, trying to get that Christian outlook out there too, you know, because right there in Fayetteville, we got a lot of, you know, in Fayetteville, Georgia, where I live at.
Right.
We, you know, it's a lot of churches, and we attend that. And one thing that I found just for me in my mental health space is that, man, one Sunday a month, even if it's just on TV,
right,
hearing just a little more soul food, you know what I mean, kind of put me in a different view.
You gotta feel that spiritual vessel has to be filled,
right,
every single day.
Absolutely.
So listen, 22 pounds.
Yes, sir.
What? 22 pounds. And what's the other organization?
Well, Lay Low, Live a Life of Wealth.
Lay Low.
So this is where I pulled that from. So another thing about that mental health. Now, just because whether you was in the military or not,
right?
The mental health, the anxiety of success is real.
Wow. Yeah, it is.
I mean, I'm awake every day.
Right.
Not what's tomorrow too far to think of.
Right.
So chasing money, right? As we all are in this rat race. So me and the wife, we kind of sat down and did some numbers.
Yeah.
And 22 pounds is $1 million in $100 bills weigh 22 pounds.
Okay.
So when me and Mama basically gross, now be clear, gross, made $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Because the wife worked her off too.
Right.
So you know, we basically cuffed the M. You know, over 5 or 6 years of just truly 12 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Right.
Miserable.
Miserable. You're on the chase.
Oh, miserable.
It's like freaking heroin.
That's it. We
chasing a purple dragon.
I'm trying to get $7,000, then another 3, then another 12, then another 20, then invest in this, move in that.
Where is the fulfillment at?
How about this? When did I enjoy any of it? Right? Enjoy any of it.
Yeah.
And I'm contracting back and forth Afghanistan and things like that. And I'm looking at the mental health care, the mental health of people over there.
Right.
This guy's in Afghanistan. How about this? We got ex-veterans in Afghanistan that's scared to come back to America because they feel like they ain't gonna be able to function.
Wow.
They've been in Afghanistan, you know, retired or whatever, and they've been there for 10, 12 years, and they like, I don't want to go back to America. I haven't driven a car in 12 years.
Wow.
45 seconds, you guys. We're about to go in.
I've been getting 3 meals a day.
Yeah.
For 12 years.
Here we go. So Rob, we're gonna hit you on the next break, Coach. So
Johnny Johnson on the line, you guys.
So you get some folks some good soul food of your own.
Appreciate that.
All right.
Stand by.
We got Connie?
Yes.
Okay.
Stand by. 20 seconds.
So this is the Senator Connie Johnson. She's running for governor of Oklahoma.
15 seconds.
Black Wall Street movement.
10 seconds.
Call this show on the radio. APz Mid-Morning Mimosa.
Thank you for keeping it locked right here to the coldest show on the planet. It's going 6 minutes after the hour, and we are doing what we do best, and that's get you through APz Mid-Morning Mimosa. Bad guy Nunu, your boy Uncle Red. We got some special guests in the building. None other than Mr. Eddie Levert Jr. That's right. And of course, Uncle Red brought some of his special friends.
That's right.
We got Ren and I keep forgetting your name over there. Ren and Rob. Triple R.
Like I love him
and also we have a very special guest. I'm talking about a very special guest.
That's right.
On the line with us right now is Senator Connie Johnson. How are you doing, Miss Lady, Madam Senator?
Thank you. I am wonderful, and I'm happy and excited to be with you guys today.
Well, thank you. We really, really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to bless APz Mid-Morning Mimosa, the Cody Show. Now, listen, of course, we have your buddy, Mr. Eddie Levert Jr. in the studio. He's been telling us about all of the great things that you are doing over there in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And, you know, of course, he mentioned some of the great things that you have coming up. You're raised for, you're joining the the gubernatorial race. We want to hear about all of that. So without further ado, Madam Senator, please let us know what you have going on so we can know, how we can help and, how we can get our people involved.
Sure. I am on a mission, an assignment, I feel, from on high to pursue being governor of my state of Oklahoma.
Right.
I ran previously and was the Democratic nominee for the U.S. Senate. I've been in policy for over 40 years, and the reason we were in Tulsa, the Tulsa 1921 race massacre commemoration,
that's right,
was right in keeping with all of my ideas about what needs to happen to heal our land, to heal our state, post-pandemic, if you will.
Okay.
So everything kind of came together in that space in Tulsa in so many symbolic ways in terms of the current state of spirit there, in terms of the opportunity to change and to bring about healing, and the role that I could play in that process. So I'm just honored that my announcement, well, it wasn't an announcement, the article informing everyone that I had filed to run for governor came out Monday a week ago.
Okay.
And it was not the timing that we had chosen, but it was God's timing, because it was just in time for the rape riot or the massacre commemoration. So it's been wonderful ever since. I met Eddie Levert in that process. I got to take him to the Bowley Rodeo Parade, which is a big event.
I was telling them about the black guys.
People aren't aware of the role that the cowboy culture plays still to this day in the state of Oklahoma.
Right.
Most people aren't aware that Oklahoma is where the Civil War ended. And so it's just a lot of education and awareness that we're going to be doing to, especially the people who don't live in Oklahoma, to get you to appreciate not only who's here, why we're here, but why it's important that the rest of the world know about Oklahoma and the fact that a black Native woman is seeking to be governor.
The
first governor.
Absolutely.
A black Native woman governor in the United States.
Right.
I know there are black women stepping up all over the country.
Absolutely.
At various levels, nationally, state level, local races. And so there, similar to how it was in 2018, when I believe there were two other black women who were running for governor. Stacey Abrams, of course.
Yes, right here.
And then there had been one other woman. But there were like 3 black women running in 2018, and I'm kind of hearing that number is doubling in 2021.
Absolutely.
So it's our time.
Absolutely.
But like the song says, to see what I can be.
Right.
To be what God has put it on our hearts to be. And that is to step up and somebody say, bring the Eve spirit, the healing spirit, the nurturing spirit
to
our lives. So I'm just excited, and I'm ready and excited to talk to y'all about all things Oklahoma and all things governor of Oklahoma.
Right. So we know that Tulsa, Oklahoma is I don't want to use the term celebrating, but you guys are commemorating the 100th anniversary of the Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre. How is the anniversary being received by the people of Tulsa, Oklahoma? And the reason why I'm asking this question, because of course we broadcast live from Atlanta, and from Atlanta we heard a couple of things such as maybe some white supremacists were trying to make their way to Tulsa, Oklahoma, to make sure that the anniversary wasn't successful. What has the energy been like out there in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and how is everyone receiving the 100th year anniversary?
That's a good question. excuse me,
Yes.
the energy, which I translate to the spirit
Absolutely.
that occupied the space, right?
Yes.
It's been challenging. It was beautiful how everyone came to Tulsa, and interestingly, so many people who are not from Oklahoma came to Tulsa.
Right.
Once they found out the history, people were related to descendants of survivors, or there was this national spirit and energy of wanting to come to that space and give reverence and pay homage and
Absolutely.
help engage in the observation and the commemoration. And kind of to me, I met more people from out of state than I did from Tulsa. Of course, I already know a lot of people in Tulsa, so that may be out of whack. But the huge number of people who came from out of state because of this event was impressive.
Yeah.
The spirit on the ground, it was interesting. It was good.
Okay.
It was nothing bad.
Okay.
But we're still in the midst of a real space in Oklahoma.
Right.
The state where the first bill ever passed. First bill, Senate bill, not a House bill. The first bill was Jim Crow law in 1907.
Wow.
And it's foundational
Right.
in our state. It has governed so many decisions, so many policies, so much that we're working hard. And I believe the events of the past 2 years, from George Floyd to the pandemic, have given the others motivation to make this change, to make things be better, to do better. Now that they know, now that the sheets have been pulled back, and people see the inhumanity that has been directed towards a race of people, and they're wanting to do something about it. I don't want to say ashamed, but I think they're appalled.
Right.
Yes.
Many of them are appalled.
Yeah.
And they want, in their lifetime, to do better. So there's that energy.
Right.
There's still the energy of, and that's what I'm alluding to in terms of the government there, the city of Tulsa. I understand there was a rally at the city council during the time on Tuesday, when they took up the reparations issue. So reparations, the spirit and the energy around reparations, I believe, is front and center right now.
That's right.
And I'd be happy to give you my understanding of the rationale for why Stacey Abrams and John Legend didn't perform. But even when I do, because I know some of the background in terms of the building, remember the Rise building that they're building, $30 million building, that, they were unwilling to reconsider the family, the descendants' attorney's request for $1 million for the descendants, a piece for the descendants out of $30 million.
Wow.
Right? But the tax and the 501c3 and people donating land and then being given $5 million to consult. All those kinds of little details are back in the backdrop that let you know
Absolutely.
that, here we are celebrating and building a brand on the back of these descendants, but we're not wanting to include them.
Right.
That's absolutely right.
Well, you know what?
The actual people that it's based on. So So all of that is just to me very indicative of what we still have to get in Oklahoma.
Right. So Senator
we
Johnson.
Still have to do, yes.
So Senator Johnson, this is Uncle Red. That's a great segue into this next question for you. I'm curious. You used a little biblical foundation for your approach to comprehensive marijuana reform in the state of Oklahoma. Okay, you used Genesis 1:29, which I think was appropriate, of course, because it does say that we are to use the seeds and the herbs and the fruits of the land. It says as meat, but we know that to be sustenance. What do you think actually really changed the minds of people in Oklahoma with regards to cannabis? Because for 100 years it had been vilified. What do you think really changed the minds and the hearts of the people of Oklahoma?
Education and awareness, and then the reality that a lot of people medicate in Oklahoma. I'm gonna put it like that.
Okay, we'll do a little medicinal, huh?
Nice.
No home remedy.
Yeah. Grandma could go in the field, in the woods, and pick whatever it took to heal you.
That's right. That's right.
So let's focus on Genesis 1:29 because he put all of these plants here for our good.
That's right.
And here's another little piece about that. So just to give your audience the background, I am the legislator who in 2007 introduced medical cannabis legalization in Oklahoma legislature.
That's right.
I had been on legislative staff, Senate staff for 24 years doing the research, knowing the conditions that involved grandparents raising grandchildren, that they were related to mass incarceration of people, black and brown people, for marijuana. So knowing that, I ran in a special election. It's such a long story. I'm going to have to write the book one day. I ran in a special election against 3 people who had already been elected.
Right.
Even running was a risk for me because I had to give up my job, 2 kids, recently divorced, unemployed, uninsured, and trust God, right? So I ran for the special election. Then I had to turn around and run for the 4-year term.
Right.
And as soon as I won the 4-year term, I introduced the bill with an eye towards knowing that the state was not ready to legalize adult use, what we call recreational. But maybe they would go for medical, right? Not only was I wrong, I was crazy, right?
Wow.
I got called the weed smoking senator.
Oh, wow.
I was alone.
You're not alone.
What I was doing.
Senator Johnson, you're not alone in, I've also subscribed to Genesis 1:29 as the basis for, using a little medicinal here and there. I don't see a problem with it at all, and I appreciate your efforts. Uncle Red loves you for that.
Oh, wow.
And Eddie.
That's right. And Eddie Levert Jr. does too. Wonder Twins activate.
Wow.
Yes. Bad girl Nunes.
Bad girl Nunes got a question for you, Senator Johnson.
Senator Johnson.
Let me just finish that thought.
Okay.
Excuse me. Right quick, let me just finish that thought. Because the endocannabinoid system that he created in our bodies in Genesis 1:26 has the same name in it, cannabis, that he created in Genesis 1:29.
Wow.
And that's just the truth.
Wow.
Any pastor who speaks against this medicine, to me, is blaspheming.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. dropped a mic on that one. That girl, Nunu.
Right. Senator Johnson, this is Nunu. My question for you is, touching back a little bit on the Black Wall Street, do you believe that we can successfully rebuild Black Wall Street and maintain it as it pertains to outside interference?
Yes, I think in this day and time we have new tools. We have old awareness, but we have new tools and technology to help us do that. It's just like campaigning now. It's totally different from what it was even 2 years ago. So I attended a session with Hill Harper talking about Black Wall Street wallet, and the Bitcoin revolution and how we as a people can do that, bit by bit.
Yeah.
So that's an economic platform through which we can do that. We can recover. We can rebuild.
That's right.
And it must be an economic platform. However,
that's right.
The knowledge that we have, and why Black Wall Street was successful in the first place, which relates to the agricultural economy of the surrounding areas, the 51 plus all-black towns in Oklahoma that brought their goods to market in Tulsa. That was the basis for the economy, and the dollar turned around in that community, how many times? Some great number of times versus, it stays in our community for 6 hours now. It was different then, and that was in fact why Tulsa was torched out of envy and jealousy because they had it together like that.
Right.
So the economic, this gets us back to cannabis and marijuana.
Right.
The economic benefits of industrial hemp is the third leg of the stool when it comes to marijuana.
That's right.
You've got medical, the benefits to the people who are now using less and less opioids. You got the economic benefits to the businesses, the growers, the dispensaries, the transporters, the security people.
That's right.
And you've got the social justice implications that have yet to really play out. But all of those, and the cannabis, the hemp that goes along with this plant, the CBD, the medicine that comes from hemp that is curing cancer, that is stopping seizures. You got all of those aspects working to give us this concept that we should be growing hemp in these underdeveloped, underserved, and Indian reservations and black towns to recreate and reestablish an agricultural base that then supplies, again, goods to the market. The market for hemp, industrial hemp, there are tens of thousands of uses for industrial hemp, from medicine to parts for cars, to building homes.
Right.
That is an economy that is waiting to happen.
The fibers for textiles, clothes.
And we got all the people here. We got the brain power here, right here in Oklahoma, in the black community to support that.
Correct. Absolutely.
We just need to empower it.
Right.
And my race for governor is about empowering people of Oklahoma, regardless of their race, their gender, their socioeconomic status. Yeah. Giving all Oklahomans a fair shot.
Yeah.
And reaping the bounteous things that God has put in Oklahoma. Marijuana grows between the cracks of the concrete in Oklahoma. That's how suited it is to this state.
Absolutely.
This is a geographically situated area where, for example, in World War II, we led the nation in rope production after the Japanese captured the Philippines, where we were getting our hemp. The United States government actually contracted with farmers in Oklahoma, again, that agricultural piece, to grow hemp. We produce the world's greatest amount of rope came out of Oklahoma.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Senator.
Oklahoma's a beautiful, colorful history. Beautiful.
Yeah,
it just needs
absolutely.
to be shared. And this was no man's land.
Yeah.
This was a territory when everybody else was a state.
Yeah.
We are where the Civil War ended.
Wow. Hey, Senator, how you doing today? This is Eddie. I was.
Hi, Eddie.
Hey.
Did you get all that? Did you get all that stuff off your boots yet?
Oh man, yeah, I got all the mud off my boots. I've had my boots on the ground, and I stepped in the mud. Now they had a festival, and they had John P. Keith performing.
Okay,
and it was on a field, and it had rain, and I had on my shoes, and I stepped in the big old mud pile. But I was talking to Tony yesterday, and I know that they're going to be doing the Black Wall Street Expos, and I know that September the 4th through the 6th is going to be the first Black Wall Street Expo in Oklahoma City, right? Am I right or wrong?
See, Eddie, there's so much. I don't know. I'm listening. I'm taking notes. I haven't heard about it yet.
Okay, well, yeah, I think they're going to be doing Black Expos across the country for Black Wall Street and educate everybody on what's going on in Black Wall Street. So I think September 4th through the 6th is the first one in Oklahoma City.
Well, it seems like September is going to be an amazing month, not just for Oklahoma, but Madam Senator, I'm not sure if you're aware, but right here in Atlanta, we are joining you guys in the spirit of rebuilding Black Wall Street. We have a city here in the Atlanta metro area called Stonecrest. It's actually a new city, and we have just adopted our own new Black Wall Street market. Have you had a chance to hear about it?
No, I hadn't.
Yeah, so right here in Atlanta, I believe they're going to open the quote unquote open the doors on the new Black Wall Street in September. So listen, we're not Tulsa, but here in Atlanta, we definitely empathize with everything that happened, and Atlanta, Atlanta is the Black Hollywood for Black people, the Mecca for Black people. So we're definitely doing we're definitely doing the best to play our part to try to bring forth the Black Wall Street, or at least the spirit of Black Wall Street, so we can help you guys out with the efforts. Because listen, when Black Wall Street happened, it not only did it affect the people in Tulsa, but that massacre had an effect that was heard around the world. Now I have a question for you. As you prepare to run to join the gubernatorial race, what can the people expect? Why should the people vote for you? What should they expect?
So let me preface it by saying, I think the concept of Black Wall Street is appropriate anywhere we want there to be what Tulsa represented.
Absolutely.
and so kudos to Atlanta.
Yes.
I want to give a shout out to my Oklahoma friends who live in Atlanta.
That's right.
Lionel Woodyard, he was up for the Oscar nomination for this past year, but his wife Cheryl is my classmate, and then my longtime friend Deborah Akindele, retired from. So those I had to put in my, and there are many more from Oklahoma who live in Atlanta.
Absolutely.
But I think that Oklahoma is a good place for everybody to have eyes and ears. Again, what we've done with regard to getting people educated about voting is noteworthy. But it takes a little more here. So as I'm running for governor, you want my stump speech, my elevator speech, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The people want to know, why should they stand with you?
Yeah. And first and foremost, I just have to give honor to God for being in this race,
Absolutely.
for being who I am to run for this race. Mm-hmm. And have people understand that I'm here for such a time as this. And for those believers who understand how God works and how He moves in all of our lives, and each of us has a purpose. And we're not going to leave here until we achieve that purpose. So
that's right.
So first and foremost, this is a part of what I've been born to do. This is what I've done. This is the work that I like to do, and my work likes me, somebody said.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. This is what you like to do, and your work like you. I like that.
And my work likes me. My people know that whenever they come to me, my enemies and my friends, Republican or Democrat, they know that I've been willing to listen. And most of the time, because of the years of experience, the education that God blessed me to get. I'm a graduate of the University of Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And Langston University, the only HBCU west of the Mississippi.
Nice.
Oklahoma's only HBCU. So I have a proud history of quality education that I brought to the table as a staff person for the Senate, where I wrote the laws, and I wrote them in ways that were understandable to the common person.
She sounded like Bernie Sanders. I wrote the bill.
Wow.
I wrote the bill.
I wrote the damn bill.
I wrote the bill. I wrote the bill that created the initial 1921. We called it Race Riot Commission at the time, and that language has been updated. But I was a staff person for Senator Maxine Horner.
Okay.
And Representative Don Ross, and there was a Democratic-controlled legislature at the time, and they had the power, and they got it passed. They had the power to create a Juneteenth holiday in Oklahoma, to put it in the law.
Which needs to be a federal holiday. Juneteenth needs to be a federal freaking holiday.
Yeah, on my birthday.
Okay, so that writing inspired the current National Juneteenth Observation Foundation that was created, Observance Foundation, that was created by Dr. Ron Myers, and his work is being carried on by Steve Williams.
Yes.
And there is that rating to get a national holiday in Congress, right?
Oh, wow.
And the vote is going. I mean, there's currently, they're counting votes. So that's a work in progress. But
absolutely.
But the language that Congress is considering right now. So I just say all that to say, I have a quality background. I was blessed to receive a good education.
Yes.
To have good experiences, to come from a family and a home where education was important. And then, I was the only black person on staff when I went to work for the Senate.
Wow.
So that's how I ended up writing for Maxine and Don, Senator and them. But ultimately, you see where we are today with the Race Riot Commission. So this is the work I've done that I have loved to do. I'm a writer.
Yes.
I love writing, and I love telling the story. So I'm saying to the Oklahoma voters that I'm asking to vote for me, that just know who we are, who are the types of people who are running for governor. My whole deal is, let's find people who are committed to the people, who are not in it for the money,
That's right.
People who run for office either help people or to make money, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And, I've not been able to make any more money than what I've been paid as a legislator.
Correct.
To do what I do. even if I desired, that has not been my goal. So look for people who are honest and trustworthy and transparent, you know, who make mistakes too.
Absolutely.
But who try to be found doing the right thing to recover from it.
Absolutely.
Look for people who know about the reality that our infrastructure is failing terribly in Oklahoma. We had a storm where the electricity was out for days. Texas and Oklahoma. The electrical grid, the broadband infrastructure. Kids in rural Oklahoma during the pandemic didn't have equal access because of poor Wi-Fi services to education.
Wow.
That's the reality. The water system, the infrastructure for our water system, you know, I've got an area in my district where they dammed up the water so that they float the boats on the Oklahoma River. But the land, the river to the east, in the black area, you can almost walk on. The disparity in environmental pieces. The infrastructure is also the source for good-paying jobs that will bring us back, right? The medical marijuana and the industrial hemp, we already talked about that. But ultimately, healthcare. This pandemic exposed glaring disparities
It did.
in the healthcare delivery system, and Oklahoma is probably ranked 48th or 49th in healthcare. So for Oklahoma, and Oklahoma citizens just approved after the legislature wouldn't, Oklahoma participating in the Medicaid expansion project that's been around for 7 years that consisted of our tax dollars coming back to Oklahoma to catch people who were in that hole, that space between being eligible and not being eligible, to increase the care, services, and delivery for people in that donut hole. Well, the people voted it in, but then the legislature decided to implement it as a managed care format, which means that doctors will be getting paid not to see patients. So people don't know that their health care, even though they voted for improved health care, it is now being tinkered with by the legislature, and it's not going to be true delivery. So health care, the health benefits that have come from people changing over to medical marijuana versus pharmaceuticals and opioids are amazing.
Yes,
the things that are happening to help children with autism. We're going to have Dr. Patricia Fry on a program this Saturday talking about cannabis and autism in children. The number of children and adults who have been traumatized because of our lack of awareness about the impact of autism. You know, you hear about high-functioning people, and, you know, there's some among us, right?
Absolutely.
Whose conditions have never been diagnosed and therefore never been treated, and they've been treated differently, and they've received the trauma for it. Oklahoma is a state of people overcoming trauma every day. Every day.
Well, we'd like to thank you for that, Madam Connie Johnson. Listen, we really appreciate you here in APz Mid-Morning Mimosa, the coldest show on radio. Anything that we can do to help push the efforts forward and help you to raise, you best believe you always have a spot here on the show. Is there anything you'd like the people to know before we move forward?
Yes, I just would like them to know I'm running for governor for Oklahoma in 2022. The race is right now, and it takes votes, and it takes help. It takes financial resources, and so we are looking for support outside of Oklahoma. Once you know the things you've heard today, we want folks to do more now that they know more, and send contributions to our campaign.
Let them know how they can find. Let them know how they can find you, Senator Johnson.
So this campaign is a work in progress. We are getting our infrastructure set up. So our landing page will be up towards the end of this week. So I'll be able to send that information to you. But right now, they can address us at P.O. Box 2001. P.O. Box 2001, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, 73101. P.O. Box 2001, OKC, OK, 73101. We're looking for small donors. We're looking for big donors. The maximum contribution amount is $2,800, and there is no minimum contribution amount. Just be willing to help us change Oklahoma.
Well,
I'm Tommy Johnson. I approve this message.
Hey, thank you, Senator Johnson. You enjoy the rest of your day.
Have a great day, man.
And everybody else, y'all keep it locked right here to the coldest show on radio, APz Mid-Morning Mimosa. Keep it locked.
What up? It's your boy, Jay-Z.
Yeah, so, you only got an artist. Yeah.
Snoop Dogg, greatest rapper of all time. This DMX.
You only got your artist page on Facebook.
You are now in tune to the coldest show on the radio.
You got rid of your personal page?
No.
Yeah.
Other platforms, focusing on the artist part, less than the recreational, personal kind of deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I couldn't. I don't think you can tag artist page, can you?
No, I don't think you can.
No.
So it'll just be tagging individual. Like you tag Cold Shoulder.
Yeah, like you can. You
As
like
opposed
you
to
follow
Robert
me, you probably
Phillips.
could go to his thing and his.
Hold on, let me do
and
this.
type in my name and follow him.
Your promo just hit.
Word.
That's
Okay.
what's up. Everybody log on to Facebook. Time now.
Hey, Mid-Morning Mimosa.
Hashtag kid from Dayton. Now we got 3 kids from Dayton sitting up in here, right?
Hey.
Okay, let me do this. No, I can't do it.
What? You can charge it on mine, man. Cause that camera, that camera's hogging up a lot of.
Where you talking to me?
Huh? Who? Nah, we'll talk afterwards. It's okay. She's running for governor, man. So we at least only thing I say about that is we allow her to say her piece, right? She's running for governor. She's a politician, so she already got she got a plethora of things that she want to talk about. But for the radio show, it's not so good. But anyway, let's do it like this, because we still calling Kwame, right? Okay, so let's do that. Let's do that first portion of the battleground, and then let's just knock out this first part of the battleground. And then I'll come back, and then we'll see what the timing is right now, because we're about. Okay. And I don't think this is charging, bro. What is this show? I don't think it's charging.
That ain't charging. Oh yeah, that was. Don't trip.
Wait a minute, hold on. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Wait a minute.
mic check.
That's not the one that's called.
Oh, we need AD tonight, baby. We need AD tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
That W. Might be the wrong one. Yeah, that ain't the original Charger.
That ain't the original Charger. All right. Come on, man. I'm
I see you. Hey, he moving. He making it move.
right now. I'm coming down off this. All right.
Senator Connie, I need to come see you.
Talk about Professor Buzzkill. So, Ren, were you able to somehow put Cold Shoulder in there somehow?
Yeah,
I don't know.
On the original post?
Yeah. No, I'm talking about, okay. Your promo just hit your timeline?
Cold Shoulder.
Okay.
So I just tagged him on Twitter.
Yeah. Your Cold Shoulder, and only I had already liked it back in the day.
Hey,
I guess. But that's all it allowed. That's the only thing that let me do is like it.
Okay, I'm gonna upgrade. Swoop the game up.
Right.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
They'll be all right. They'll get over it. We gotta give them the balance.
Most of them smoking anyway.
Exactly.
We want to hear about that smoke.
We want to hear about that smoke. Okay.
When they can go get it.
All right. So let me do some. Okay. We're getting ready to do. We're getting ready to go into what we call the battleground, where we talk about. It's like our little sports section. All right. Normally, we're coming off of news. It's like TMZ style. Is the first hour. Second hour is a little bit of sports. I inject a little bit of the weather at the very beginning to cover the areas that we're hitting for the most part. Make them feel good. They hear the name. They hear the city. For the first hour, it's news. Second hour is sports. Third hour, we kind of come back. We bring our female audience in. We're back on her segments. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take parts of this next 2 hours are going to be y'all. Okay. Okay. So that's how it's going to work. We're going to go through our regular show. It's going to seem like, and then we're going to come back to you. Okay. So. Don't worry, you're gonna get your ample time.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm good, man.
All right.
Besides, if the people want us to come back, we'll come back anyway. So, you know what I mean?
There it is.
I live here.
Yeah.
Look, I live here, and he moving here. That's why he flew down. He said, I'm moving to Atlanta, so this is the move. So we definitely, like you said, like we're gonna want the twin power up in this piece. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a lot of music, a lot of books, a lot of acting, lots of movement, you know what I'm saying? Then getting with new and seeing what we can't do for these veterans too. Just, it's a whole lot of things we're going to be able to collab on,
Let me do the regular battleground, and then let's do the next two. Let's do the next two. Close out battleground with the. But we gotta shorten it up because we gotta come. Coffee and Corona is we don't want to be too far. All right, so we'll shorten up those two. At the end, but I'm gonna do the regular first part with Kwame regularly. And we're just gonna ask them to chime in. But then when we come back, it's supposed to be two talk breaks, right? Let's do those two. The 1 and 1. Come in with Ren, let him talk about 22 pounds and lay low. And then when we come back to close it out, instead of me and you going back and forth, we're gonna get Cole's shoulder to talk about some of the things that he is doing. And then still allowing you a little bit more time to continue to keep chiming in. We don't want to make it seem like you two are a pair.
Right.
So that's what we're trying to accomplish. Just make sure that each of you, everyone gets their own individual time, but both of you do need to kind of
back and forth, kind of collabo up a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. Because we can talk like not only our intro, but like the music and stuff that he does for me. You know what I'm saying?
Now, the music piece, we'll talk about it off air, okay? The music part about all of this, because I didn't even when I looked at the email, I thought it was like some kind of theme music.
Right. It is. Every superhero need theme music, man. I'm a superhero,
man. See, what I would have to do, I would have to submit it to him.
Oh, yeah, no,
He would have to listen to it.
Okay.
Because I don't, hold on, let me listen to it. Some kind of, what?
It's called Eagles Landing. It's just a,
Okay. Wait a minute, hold on. It ain't letting me download your music.
About a minute and a half.
It's gotta be it. Okay. Is Sony good? Good?
30 seconds, you guys.
30. 9. The Lakers show. We gonna need AD tonight, baby.
Y'all got some food left at the house?
Mic check.
Of course.
I'm coming over there to
I think.
20 seconds.
When I went to bed, yeah.
Wow.
10 seconds. We going there.
Yeah. You don't mean nothing.
The coldest show on the radio. APz Mid-Morning Mimosa.
Thank you for keeping it locked right here to the coldest show on radio. It's currently 57 minutes after the hour. And of course, in studio, we got a lot of special guests. We got none other than Mr. Eddie Laverne Jr. We got his partners in crime.
That's
I'm talking about Ren and Ron. Ren and Rob in the building. I say Ren and Ron.
That's that cold shoulder.
That's cold shoulder. We got Double R in the building. And of course, when you hear this music, it can only mean one thing. Uncle Red, what it do?
They already know. We would like to encourage our listeners to give us a call. 765-450-9119. Again, 765-450-9119. 9119. You know the numbers to dial. You can also follow your boy Uncle Red on social media platforms, Facebook, the Gram, or Twitter at UNCLEREDTWOGO at Uncle Red to go. Big shouts out to Johnny Yo down there in Miami, Fort Lauderdale on 88.7 FM, The Blaze. That's right, they are tapped in, and we are almost ready for takeoff. But in the meantime, and in between time, we're going to have to ask our listeners to join us in the battleground. Hey. Sports. Cleveland Browns. Wow. How dare you? Lakers. About them Las Vegas Raiders, baby.
No.
Let's go Raider Nation, baby.
Oh, not no Cowboys in here.
Shut your mouth over there. This is where we discuss and often debate sports intellectually and for the most part with respect, with civility. And you know what? This is directed at our special guest commentator that calls in from San Antonio, Texas. Every single time we've got to remind him with some level of dignity. But without further ado, I want to introduce the dopest special guest commentator that you have ever seen or heard. Calling all the way in from San Antonio, Texas, the one, the only.
Hey! It's the homie KJ. Holla at your boy Instagram, Twitter, at the homie KJ. It is your captain speaking, ready to take off.
Hey, KJ.
You tell them how to
AP, don't be a hater all your life. Don't be a hater all your life.
Do they know how to contact you on social media?
Yes. Instagram, Twitter, at the homie KJ. And I'm active, y'all. Holla at me.
And I'm sure Tax Circuit is still open and running and doing business, right?
Man,
good.
Tax Circuit still fighting with the IRS, man, getting people their money, because, you know, they're a little lengthy this year.
KJ, I need to come see you.
Eddie Levert said it's time to get cracking with this lake show, so we're going to get this thing going.
My goodness.
Hey!
Good. Joining us in studio is Rob Phillips, a.k.a. Coach Shoulder. It's that boy, Renford Lagone. Right in the building with 22 pounds and lay low. Eddie Levert Jr., AP, that guy, that girl, Nunu. And it's your boy, Uncle Red, the homie KJ, calling in from San Antonio, Texas. We got a lot to talk about in the sports world in the battleground today. I want to go ahead and talk about the Memphis Grizzlies and the Utah Jazz. The Utah Jazz advanced to the second round as they beat the Memphis Grizzlies in Game 5. And listen, Ja Morant, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry that you play in Memphis. They wish they could have you somewhere else, but great job. I think he's going to come back better next season. Listen, the Dallas Mavericks and the Los Angeles Clippers, the second team of Los Angeles, the city of angels. Luka Doncic scores 42. And he leads the Dallas Mavericks over the Los Angeles Clippers 105-100 in game.
That Los Angeles
5. Wow, just call them the Clips. Yeah. The San Diego Clippers. And oh boy, can King James, can LeBron James
now fighting tonight?
Can LeBron James bring home the victory for the Lake Show?
Going out fighting tonight.
Listen, the Phoenix Suns are looking to secure the series victories over the Los Angeles Lakers tonight. And we're going to find out a lot about the health and well-being of one King James. The homie KJ, listen, I'm Morant. I really do.
Yes.
I don't have a lot of comments about the Utah Jazz. They're one of the most prolific three-point shooting teams in the NBA. So we expected how this series would go, considering the fact that Memphis doesn't shoot the long ball very well, and I wasn't sure they were going to be able to score enough points, and I was proven correct. Listen, the Memphis Grizzlies have a bright future ahead of them. They've got a bright future with Ja Morant leading the show. And listen, the Utah Jazz, they're a #1 seed, but I'm not sure they're the best team in the NBA. At this point, I could probably name 3 or 4 other teams that I think in both the Eastern and Western Conference that'll give them some difficulties, especially those teams who have a big man that can take Rudy Gobert out of the middle and make him move his feet outside the three-point line, thus kind of negating his defensive prowess. The homie KJ, not a lot to talk about the Utah Jazz, but can you talk about Ja Morant and his future?
The future for Ja Morant is bright.
Wow.
I mean, he might be probably top 5 point guard in the league in the next 3 years.
I would concur with that statement.
You know, all he has to do is just develop his shot a little bit more.
That's right.
That's about it. He has everything else.
Right.
But to your point about the Jazz, I don't know if they're going to be the team to come out the West, but I will say that they're a lot better than I probably thought they were, especially defensively. I didn't think real highly of them as a defensive team, but the way they at times and stretches in the game held Memphis down and prevented them from penetrating the paint. It was kind of, I don't want to use the word impressive, but I was kind of, eyebrowed up at that. And so I think they're going to give some teams a good fight going forward.
Right.
So, and Memphis will definitely be back.
Listen, moving right along, Luka Doncic does his part for the Mavericks. He scores 42, and he leads them over the San Diego Clippers 105-100 in Game 5. And they take a 3-2 series lead. Listen, Luka, who is a triple-double machine during the regular season, he's doing it all for the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, there are times when he does that ISO and he holds the ball down to the last few seconds of the shot clock and then miraculously puts in a 30-foot jumper. And listen, the San Diego Clippers, or should we say the Las Vegas Clippers, because that's where they should relocate to. That's where they option. Listen,
get them out of LA.
The homie KJ, listen, you know what you got to do against the Dallas Mavericks. You've got to double team Luka. I don't understand what's going on with the San Diego Clippers and their defensive scheme. They've got to go all out. It doesn't matter. He's going to hurt you one way or the other, but you'd like for him not to score 40 plus. Correct, the homie KJ?
Yeah, that is correct. And I mean, he's been dropping 40 anytime he feels like it in this series. But my thing is this right here, right? You have guys that have built up this reputation of, I'm a top 3 elite defender on the perimeter and all this stuff. And Luka is just like
eating them up,
picking them out one by one. Okay, all right, you gonna switch out on me? All right, I picked you. Come here, set the pick.
Wow.
Switch out on me. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. And another interesting thing about this game was all 5 starters from the Clippers scored in double figures.
Wow.
All 5 of them.
Wow.
Guess how many total players scored in double figures for the Mavericks?
1.
2. It was 2. 2. Just 2. Luka and Tim Hardaway Jr.
They still won. And they still won.
Yes. And they still won.
That's the thing about it. They didn't do what they needed to do to get the ball out of his hands. And I'm kind of confused at this point, especially when you got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, who can can defend on the perimeter. I just don't understand
they
it.
They can, but they scared. They don't want no smoke with that man out there on that
island. No smoke. And listen, moving right along to Eddie Levert Jr.'s favorite team, the Lake Show. Listen, I'm going to toss this one up for you, Eddie. What? Man, I said yesterday in the battleground.
Eddie is still on suicide watch. He's still on suicide watch over there.
I said yesterday. I said yesterday in the battleground that I thought that LeBron may not be 100%. Eddie, what are you feeling like going into tonight's game? Talk to us.
I feel like we finna win, and we gonna do our thing. LeBron gonna show up. AD gonna surprise y'all.
Wow.
And do a little.
AD's coming out the tunnel.
AD said he just ready to get clearance.
Man, I'm going to need you to get your sources out there in L.A., man, and give us a little preview on that. Maybe we can report on something because the doctors are saying that Anthony Davis is questionable.
Hey, Red, you seen those Anthony Davis memes they got all over the internet?
Wow, he's holding his groin.
With your boy in the wheelchair?
Not in the wheelchair.
Just killing Anthony Davis, boy.
Listen. The homie KJ.
Jokes, KJ.
The homie KJ, your team has gone fishing. The Miami Heat. Listen, I know you're excited about this game because you got to move along, right? You can't wallow in your own misery about how the Heat have ended their season.
We'll be back.
What do you think is going to happen tonight? You got 30 seconds. Talk to us, the homie KJ.
The king shall put on the crown tonight and make it happen. I like the Lakers to force a game 7, and I like the supporting cast from the Lakers to stand up and show out. The next show will go to a game 7 where they'll win this series and continue marching into the second round.
I tell y'all what, the folks who listen to this show out in Southern California, they love what you are talking about, my friend. AP, that guy, bad girl, you knew it's your boy, Uncle Red, Eddie Levert Jr., Ren Lagon, 22 pounds, lay low, and it's your boy, Rob Phillips, Code, Shoulder, the homie KJ. Look, we're going to come back on the other side. We're going to talk to Ren, and we're going to talk to Rob, and we're going to find out what's up with these gentlemen from Dayton, Ohio. Y'all keep it locked. APz Mid-Morning Mimosa, the coldest show on radio.
Yo, 22 pounds.
What up? It's your boy, KZ.
$100 bills, 22 pounds, baby. I need that.
Okay.
Live a life.
All right, y'all. Here we go.
That's going to be my new thing, 22 pounds, man. You can't give me 22 pounds of cash. My brother.
All right, Ren.
Let me pass out some of my party favors first. Okay. Yeah. Party favors.
Indeed.
Party favors first. You know what I mean? I'll leave one for the table whenever y'all get up.
You should have brought some. All right.
You know, somebody want to reach out.
Yo.
Before we go in, I'm a writer.
You're an author.
I'm an author, yes.
Okay.
So I have a book. With, it's not out yet, it's not published yet.
Gotcha.
But Laura Love is my agent. Nick Childs helped me pen it. Okay. Also, I'm an aspiring actor. I've worked on Necropolis, which was an independent film out of D.C., which they shot where I was Alex Jackson. Also, I worked on Black Adam last week as a technical driver, basically, a stunt job. And I was on Ozark last Wednesday.
What are you promoting today?
So what I'm promoting here today is, one, the book coming soon. Basically, that's kind of what I want to push, just for the mental health aspect of military veterans. That's kind of what they're coming off, because the book is going to launch.
And
movie thing,
AP needs that. AP needs that military mental health.
Just in support of Ren being an author, I provide the theme music through his music and visuals. I do a lot of yeah, musically. I'm the music director for the sports. Yep.
Okay.
I'm just sitting here waiting.
ain't a mental health counselor, so I support. I'm sorry. Ain't I'm a mental health counselor, so that's the second part to the support system.
And this is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yeah. And this is actually a mental health office.
That's good. That's good.
And there's a lot of mental health people in the office right now.
I got you. Hey, and so yeah,
and mental health is all around us.
Yeah.
We don't judge.
So,
we do not judge.
So,
that's why cannabis is so good for us.
Actually, we're sharing this space.
Mental health and cannabis goes together.
So y'all know, I went by Emerson in high school.
Yes, indeed.
My governor's name is Richards. So that's what that's about. You don't see Emerson, that's why. So my legal name, you're going to have to go with the sperm donor name.
I like that.
Because I'm a junior, right? So
I got it.
So that's my legal name. That's why you don't see Emerson. But anyway, this is my wife's This is actually a behavioral and mental health agency.
Okay.
Appreciate it though.
So yeah, man. So like I said, if you were looking for Emerson, you know,
You never found it.
Yeah. I was had a little thing over Facebook. I'm like, whoa, hold on. Who is this guy? I got do some research for real right now.
That's what's up.
Man, see y'all, bro.
Sometimes I wish I could use an alias. Eddie Bohammerbung. Sometimes. Eddie Jenkins. Yeah, Roscoe's little brother. Roscoe's big brother.
Okay. All right. So when we go back in, all right, and I'm hoping that we were able to get Rob. He was able to get tagged in the promo. I included everybody so they know exactly who you are. I use Cold Shoulder, and I put your tags. What is it, Twitter? That'll automatically post to Twitter if I put 22 pounds in there.
22 pounds, that level you have to.
It'll automatically go to Twitter.
Yeah, Instagram. Not.
Okay, so I put the kids from kids from Dayton, 22 pounds and lay low in that post. If it's not the way you want it, you can always let me know.
Yeah, join us for the Fields Cold Show. Okay. And then the broadcast is there. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter.
Right.
So they can get him too.
So the way just so you know we put the broadcast so they can tune in and view. But the most important part of this is the audio piece that people are going to be listening to because it's about 12:15. So people be at lunch, at work, driving in their vehicles, and we want them to tune in to the radio stream. Okay. So I put the live video feed and then your promo because you don't want to give people too much time. Normally, you probably know this. If you don't, then you get some information. 15 minutes before you go on. That's kind of like general rule is 15 minutes is ample enough time for people to get prepared to tune in. But if you give them more than 15 minutes, they're going to get distracted.
Makes sense.
So that's why I say tune in now because we get ready to talk. So the first part of this is this next talk break, we're going to talk about, we need to talk about your book and we need to talk about your acting role.
Okay.
And we kind of focus on that part. We're going to come back to talk about your philanthropic efforts. Okay? That'll be that two-way thing that's happening.
Okay.
The next break after that, we're gonna focus on what you're doing. You're ready to move here to Atlanta. This is actually a great way for you to announce yourself. Actually, this is a great way for you to actually announce yourself. Talk about how you're partnering with Ren. All right? And then later on in the show, we'll be able to do the tag team to where both of you can go back and forth and talk about how you work together. Right? And then before we go out, there may be a little bit of time where you both, before we go out, you're going to share your social media to everyone. Right? We're going to make sure that happens. All right? So be ready for that. I don't know what questions we're going to ask you, Ren.
Okay.
And I don't even know how deep you want to go.
Because we ask all kinds of
to come in, we really need to talk about this green beret situation.
Yeah, let's bring that up.
That's how we're gonna. That's how we gonna introduce.
Because you know, in the movies we always see the white green berets.
Always.
Yeah.
Always see the. We never see the brothers. Doing the mission.
You know what else we ain't never seen?
What?
We ain't never seen the Green Beret battered in a damn Marine. That's what we ain't never seen.
So look, I'm not a battleground. The Marines take that personal, but
hey, take it personal now.
Typically, the Green Berets, them Green Berets, we done waiting on y'all Marines to tell y'all where the park at.
Green Berets bad as hell. I done met a couple Green Berets in my lifetime.
Yeah, appreciate that shout out, bro. Likewise for the Marine Corps, but you know it's always that professional jealousy. That's just like did this light skinned Negro say jealousy? Professional jealousy, just a little bit. You know what I mean? Hey, look, I don't hate. I don't hate. It's all accepted, you know. I mean, cause really, man, being at the top is. It's not lonely.
Wow.
Hey, listen. Trust me, I know about being at the top. I think the armies, you guys have millions. The Marines, it's only about 250,000. So when they talk about being at the top, it is a little lonely, but it's okay. We work it out, though.
All right, simplify.
As long as y'all fight for the same cause, we all.
Oh yeah, same team though. Yeah, same team though. We all hoisting that flag.
We need our own flag though. I'm sorry.
What, like a cannabis flag?
Nah, I'm talking about a black flag.
Oh, man, they've been had black flags, man. We were pirates, baby.
We don't have one. Nah, we don't want to be pirates. Full flag to respect our growth and respect the things that we did, and not the red, white, blue stars. I'm sorry.
No, I mean that's hey, we all have opinions, my G.
Yeah.
I think one
something that gives us our own identity.
We do enough of that.
Yeah, because you know those flags came from descendants of the British flags.
3 minutes.
Think about it. This shit has always been red, white, blue. Okay, that's enough. I'll leave that alone.
You retire, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm getting ready to put in there. Retire Army.
Retire Army. Beret.
Retire from the streets of
author,
actor.
Okay.
Boom, 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 boom.
I altered it. I had to put a little added spice on it.
Okay. For sure.
Make sure they know that they gotta know about the Army. My Army brothers will see it, and hopefully your Army brothers will see it.
My brother was in the Army.
Pop up.
Fort Bragg.
So if you do a refresh, you'll see the changes I just made.
Yeah, I'm coming with you.
82nd Airborne, and my brother Greg. Fort Bragg. You ever been there?
Yeah, I was at Fort Bragg. I actually the 7th Special Forces Group, which was based out of Fort Bragg.
Yeah.
I got some time in Fayetteville. You know, it's a funny story.
Fayetteville too.
I moved from Fayetteville to Fayetteville. How did that shit happen?
Who does that?
My wife.
Fayetteville to Fayetteville.
Yeah. I thought she was pulling the worst joke ever.
Wow. Yeah, you got some nice houses in Fayetteville. I was going to move out there.
Yeah,
they have some nice land with land.
Yeah, believe it or not, right now, man, just our area is blowing up due to the Triller Studios right there. So we got a lot of people from LA. Triller?
Yeah. They're doing the charity boxing. The verses and all that.
No.
You think
not
this
Triller.
one with a company that?
Oh, okay.
Mike Tyson and all that.
No,
it's the film company.
The film company.
It used to be called Pinewood Studios.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's where they shot the Marvel movies at.
Right.
And they're working on some DC stuff right now. You know, there's so many projects running around there. But a lot of people influx from Los Angeles because, like you said, Atlanta, new Hollywood of the South. You know what's surprising, though? It's not as many men and women of color that are aspiring to be actors. You'd be surprised. Yeah, we're in Atlanta, and we calling black people from other cities.
Wow.
Why is that?
Wow.
Just the industry ain't here like that. You know what I mean?
You ain't call your boy Uncle Red.
Right. Hey, look, how about this? I ain't shot calling yet, big dog, but it's coming.
Wow.
It's coming. Yeah, I can't get nobody on. I snuck in.
If you need a kung fu master, man, I'm it, bro. What? A pirate.
A black pirate.
Hey, that's called the Bahamas, baby. That's called the Bahamas.
I'll be up in the strip club. Give me your booty. Give me all your money and your booty.
Captain, get your booty.
It's Captain Saver. Captain Saver ho. Captain Saver ho ho ho. And a he.
Yes, indeed.
45 seconds.
45.
All right, 45 seconds. Are you ready, Ren?
I'm ready, bro.
Here we go. All right, Renford Lagon, okay? Renford Lagon.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
20 seconds.
Hey.
Coming out here. Wow. Eddie's. Yo. Wow. Here we go.
I thought that was Stevie Wonder.
I did sound like that was.
Coldest show on the radio. APz Mid-Morning Mimosa.
Thank you for keeping it locked right here to the coldest show on the radio. APz Mid-Morning Mimosa. Listen, it is currently 25 minutes after the hour, and of course, we have some guests in the building.
Right.
Some very special guests, and then we have some fixtures. We have Mr. Eddie Levert Jr. still hanging out with it. I'm a fixture. The fixture, and of course, we have Rob and Ren, and Rob and Ren. Right? Rob and Ren.
Cold Shoulder, and Renford Lagon.
Yeah, I didn't get all that. I got Rob and Ren.
22 pounds and laid
I love that 22 pounds, man.
22
pounds is the weight of $1 million and $100 bills, y'all. What? 22 pounds.
I like that. Yeah, that's pretty dope. Yeah. Another thing, I see the shirt that you're wearing. It says, "I am not from here."
Hey.
Explain that. And
Very nice.
for the people who can't see it, his shirt says, "I am not from here," and he has a picture of the planet Earth on his shirt. So when you say "I'm not from here" and a picture of the planet Earth, what exactly is the message?
First, I want to shout out to my wife, Angel, for making this shirt for me.
Okay.
Real talk. She got her own little craft room. Well, we all watch the news. Yeah. The news been on my TV for the last 4 years, too.
Absolutely.
And I was just kind of looking at how people stopped caring about each other completely.
Okay.
It was all about take. And I told my wife, I said, I wasn't raised like this.
Right.
Yeah,
I can't be from here.
Right.
So I asked her to put it on the shirt so I could wear it on the show. So she's,
Oh, that's dope.
I'm not from here. So, yeah, man, that's what it is. So I'm more of a caregiver, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
As opposed to, I'd rather lift you up than push you down.
That's right.
That's right.
And I'm definitely not mad at that. Yeah, I like the hat. Shirt. Now, 22 pounds, as Mr. Levert just said, you stated that the 22 pounds represents $1 million in all hundreds. Now, Also, 22 Pounds, is that the name of an organization that you're a part of or belong to, or founded or co-founded?
Founded 100%. And the organization, basically once we go live with it, we're looking to, so it kind of works in tandem, the 22 Pounds and Lay Low.
Yes.
Because the drive for money, right, when you put it in the concept of it could fit in the backpack.
Right,
People might not be taking, you shouldn't have 4,000 hours of PTO, right? Right. You should take some of that time off.
Absolutely.
Enough, yeah.
And you get to lay low, live a life of wealth.
Live a life of wealth, okay?
Live a life of wealth. See, because ultimately, you can't measure wealth. You know what I mean? 22 pounds, really though, that's only $1 million.
Okay. All right.
So now we said Lay Low. So Lay Low is going to be the umbrella company, so we can inspire people. Because my end game goal is to open a community center.
Gotcha.
Right.
That's my 100-yard. 100 meter.
Well, let's do this. Let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
And work our way up to where we are today. So let the people know who you are and what you are here to speak about.
Right.
Okay. My name is Renford Lagan. Everybody calls me Ren. I'm a retired Special Forces Green Beret. United States Army.
That's right. That's right.
I did 20 years in special operations. Actually, I started off as a Ranger, then became a Night Stalker, then became a Green Beret, and closed out at a little spot in Virginia, if you would.
Right.
And
starts with a Q. No, I'm just.
You know what I mean? Starts with a Q.
And little Northern Virginia. Shout out to my Northern Virginia folks.
That's right.
And so I did my time in the military, got out, started contracting. Right. So I'm pushing that contract button because everybody knows it's a little money into that.
Yeah,
it is.
So I did that where I was able to work, in my wheelhouse, going back and forth to Afghanistan.
Right.
So from there, I decided that, met a few people and they said, hey, Ren, you got a pretty dope story because I was homeless as a kid.
Oh, wow.
A lot of people don't know that. I was homeless in high school.
Where was that?
In Dayton, Ohio. I was homeless in Dayton, Ohio. While we was all attending high school, I was couch surfing. See, I ended up having to go to 4 high schools, Longfellow included.
Right.
So what put me on this journey now in life is it got to be another me out there that need to hear that, hey, brother, you know what, stay the course.
Right.
It'll work. You 18, don't do drugs, don't get on narcotics, all your homies. Like you said earlier, we grew up in the 80s where everybody was
Uncle Red.
Uncle Red.
Stop using my government name.
Uncle Red, Uncle Red. You said we grew up in the 80s. Crack cocaine destroyed our
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So we was dodging that bullet. Then we was dodging the police brutality bullet that now we got cameras.
Yeah. For real.
Back in the day, they wondered why all the kids in the hood was cold-blooded sprinters. Because we knew if you get caught,
you had to get away.
You get in the business.
Yes, absolutely.
You are getting the business.
Hey, that was on every coast.
Right.
Every coast.
Yeah. So I've got something to admit. These the two gentlemen that are joining us, along with Eddie Levert Jr. in studio, Coach Shoulder, Rob Phillips, and Renford Lagan with 22 pounds and Lay Low. We are from the same hometown of Dayton, Ohio. We came up during the exact same time. And I know exactly what they are referencing, and each of them may remember that my stepped-up father, Officer Wayne Emerson, was with the Dayton Police Department, and that didn't matter to those who the police officers that were non-melanated. Okay, if they called us, they was going to give us the business.
Getting the business.
Okay, you are getting the business in the back of that police car, and that's just exactly what it was. But I want you to talk about your service to this country. Okay, so you go from couch surfing, being homeless in high school, to special operations, one of the most elite units in all of the military services. Okay, the United States Army. I am also a veteran of the United States Army. I served in Panama, and you served over in the Big Sand Pit. Can you talk about a little bit about your experiences over in the Big Sand Pit?
Yeah, absolutely. So I went to the sand pit as a Green Beret.
Right. So we don't know what the Big Sand Pit is.
The
Middle East.
Yeah, the Middle East. So I went to, I have tours in Afghanistan as well as Iraq.
Right.
And when we travel as an ODA, Operational Detachment Alpha, also known as an A-Team,
right?
We work in 12-man units.
Right. So hold up, Ren. I was gonna do this.
Oh shoot.
So for those folks who don't know, the A-Team, the movie that you might see with Mr. T and all of that, and the new movies, that's for real.
That's for real.
There is an actual Alpha team as a part of the United States Army. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so as a member of an Alpha team, everybody gets a designated skill, whether you be communications, medical, engineer, whatever. So when you roll in with 12 guys, like when we rolled into Afghanistan, granted, we took more than 12, but just my detachment alone.
Correct.
And when you go over there to war, man, you can't unsee war.
You can't.
You can't unsee it. No matter how small, from the impoverished to the bombed out to the bodies, you can't just smell, and once you get that, it's a unity, a bond that you have with those gentlemen.
Wow.
That you just did that deployment with or that trip. Like, hey man, you willing to die for me, bro?
Wow.
So. So that's why we have our bonds like we do in the special operations.
So you went in, you raised your hand, you're thinking it's about the flag. But you finally realized that it was about the brotherhood and the sisterhood, huh?
Oh yeah. Trust me, the camaraderie in the military. I understand we're going through right now in America as a nation. But let's be honest, the military does not represent racism. Let's get off of that.
Absolutely.
Let's get off of that.
Not.
Right. Yeah, let's get off. When you got ones and twos, that's a bad apple in every bunch.
Right.
But
I know serving as a Marine, there's no black and white. It's either dark green or light green.
That's
right. That's it.
That's right.
That's what the police say.
And what's funny though was when I joined the Army, right? I went to college, right? I went to college in Hibbing, Minnesota, to a junior college. Okay. Getting picked up, and I went up there and proceeded to flunk out. Hey, when you go to college, do college, not just football.
Actually learn something.
Right, actually learn something. Don't just do football. It'll get you put out, I swear.
Right.
And so I came home, and my mom had signed me up for welfare on this program.
Right.
So I walked into the welfare building because I had to get an ID, and I saw 40-year-old men in there, everybody waiting on the check.
Right.
Yeah.
I walked out and I walked in the recruiter office that day and I said, I want to be an airborne ranger.
Wow.
And he asked me, he said, you know what an airborne ranger is? I said, nah, my cousin told me they was the hardest dudes in the Army. So let's go.
Right.
I mean, I just flunked out of college, so I'm physically fit. Yeah.
Right.
I'm playing ball.
You playing ball.
I'm playing ball. I'm starting.
Right.
You know what I mean? But, so I came back and did that. And like my service to my country, man, my first trip out of the country is they took me to Cairo, Egypt.
Nice.
I jumped out of an airplane in Cairo, my G.
Wow.
Wow.
You can't make believe seeing Valley of Kings from up high.
That's right.
Wow. I saw the pyramids from above.
Up high. Yeah.
Right. So right then I knew. I said, okay, the military just provided me something. Meanwhile, I'm talking to the homies back in Dayton, Ohio.
Wow.
And everybody taking turns going to jail.
Right.
Wow.
Well, I'm not coming back home.
Right. Right.
I'm over here by the Great Pyramid. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. So that was my push. And in the military piece, man, a lot of people influenced me and affected me positive.
Right.
And some negative.
Right.
Absolutely.
I ran into some guys that was just that. What I didn't want to be was that's all. Because there's some people get out the military and they can't let it go. They can't transition. Can't have another life out of that.
That's right.
The military can make you or break you depending on who you are.
They treat their wife and kids like that.
Over
here, you. What is? No, man.
Drill sergeant.
Yeah, drill sergeant, man. These children. So.
Right.
And with that, I was actually on a show, the David Johnson show out in Arizona recently.
Okay.
And me as a writer, he brought me on as one of the guests. And we're just kind of talking it,
Right.
I mean, I love writing.
Tell our audience that you're a writer, okay?
Yes.
And you've actually authored a book.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Yes, I have.
The name of the book?
Broken Toys.
Okay.
The Broken Toys, it basically is centered around the healthcare, not only in the military, but like things that we go through inner city as youth that people don't get it. Like everybody here, unfortunately, has seen somebody injured beyond a punch in the face.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
You know, we stabbing and shooting in the hood.
Yeah, right.
We accustomed to that before we joined the military.
Right, right.
We needed counseling at 8,
right,
12. Right. You know,
we're all running around here with PTSD.
Exactly. And we can't. And there's nothing in the neighborhood that could kind of help us out with that. So. And me joining the military, where people think like, oh man, that was hardcore. I was like, shit, try dating, shoot, excuse me.
There we go.
Excuse me, sorry about that.
You good.
Apologies to the people.
Yeah.
But I was like, God dog it, man, you know, Dayton, Ohio is pretty harsh, just as well as Flint, Michigan,
Absolutely.
Chicago, Greeny Greens. I'm in college with these dudes. I ain't never been like, you know, that gangbang and impoverished. See, we were just poor at home.
Right.
We just had different poor neighborhoods.
Right.
You just kind of stayed where you were.
Right. It was a different kind of hustle for sure.
Yeah, but that mental health should be throughout America for these young kids in the city. You know?
So your experiences in the Army as a Green Beret and then your retirement, you noticed that there was a need for your fellow veterans. So you've written a book, Broken Toys, and you've also had some other opportunities to be on the big screen.
Yeah, man.
So talk about that.
Shout out to Real Brothers. Those guys up there in Virginia, they gave me my initial audition. They gave me my first shot to be on an indie film called Necropolis. So, you know, I auditioned.
Okay.
Sent in my video, and they were like, hey, man, you know, we love what you did. You know, we want you to come up. We want you to be Ajax, Alex Jackson, who is my character. So,
right.
And it's kind of a if you would, a Walking Dead feel.
Okay.
You know, just because that, you know, so I was kind of there, me, with my military background, right? How the military helped me.
Right.
Because my character is a leader of, like, kind of like a band of survivalists, you know what I mean? Kind of all walk with me as the former military guy, kind of knew how to, you know, orchestrate that together, man. So it was a very good experience.
What was the name of it?
The movie is called Necropolis.
Necropolis.
Yeah, it's about some brothers up there in Virginia, man.
What year was that, if you don't mind me asking?
That was this year.
Oh, that was this year?
Yeah, that was 2021. Because it was
has it been released? Or?
It has not. COVID pushed them right a whole year, actually, to my benefit. Last year, they got shut down due to COVID, which everybody else in the world did.
That's right.
And it afforded me the option to audition for a part that they just couldn't find the right guy for.
Right.
And I went in there, and shout out to them brothers. They gave me a shot. You know, Eric, Andre, and Trey. You know, Trey the Muscle. You know, they gave me a shot, blew me up there.
So the Real Brothers finally, Bad Gal Nunu's got a question for you, but just to end on the big screen, you did your production and the filming was done in where?
Up in Northern Virginia. Actually, we shot my scene specific in Old Town, Virginia. So
Old Town, Virginia. Okay.
Okay, so Renzo, how are you?
I'm amazing.
That's good. We're so very happy to have you here, first and foremost.
Some of us are. Some of us.
Wow.
All of us outside. This hater over here.
Same everywhere.
All right, so you're a military man. You're married, and I'm guessing you have children as well.
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay. You've written a book. You've done so many things with your life, right? As it pertains to mental health and our black youth in our communities, we're going to do something a little bit different today. So we're going to have you do a little bit of mentoring on air, if you don't mind, if that's okay with you.
Not at all. Love to.
Okay.
Give it to them.
What would you say to our young, this is just one of two questions that I have for you. What would you say to our young black man that's trying to decide what to do with his future? He doesn't have a father in the home, possibly, right? So it's kind of like a single parent household. He's got all sorts of outside influences, except for good influences. What would you say to that young black man that's trying to hold it together and just doesn't know what he wants to do with his future? What advice would you give him?
That's a really amazing question.
Yeah. That is an amazing question. To all those guys, first thing you need to do, shorten your friends list.
Absolutely.
First thing, shorten your friends list. Because if you're running with 20 dudes, I guarantee you 12 of them counterfeit.
Wow.
So that's first things first. You know what I mean? Shorten your friend list up.
Tighten that inner circle.
Tighten that inner circle, baby. Who calling you to get in the car?
Right.
It's like, bro, Yeah, when the term "get in the car" is something that I know in Dayton, Ohio, so I'm sure it's everywhere else.
Yeah.
That could change your life.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, you just hopping in the whip with the homie and everything might go different. You know, it's funny, but you know, sometimes get in the car when you look in there and you say, hey man, it's a 2-door and I see glass in the back. I'm not getting in the back.
Right.
Absolutely.
You got to make them decisions.
That's right. You don't crack that steering column. You don't pull that pin.
You know this.
You don't.
So
don't ask how I know that.
Right, we from the same street.
We from the same street. You already know.
You know what I mean? So
you already know.
And Eddie over there quiet like hell. You from Ohio. So let me find out.
Everybody's from Ohio. What's going on in here?
So what you're saying is, for Bad Girl Number, you're saying you gotta tighten up that inner circle and you gotta make better decisions.
Absolutely. Because you can't really, your peers ain't gonna be there in the 9th inning.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
You know what I mean? So when you're a freshman in high school, whatever, you know, the girls, the sports, whatever, you know, you kind of own that thing. And it's like, the dude that's telling you to make that bad play, you ain't gonna know him at 25.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna be around at 30. You gotta remember that. Like, you know, like my dudes, guess what? It ain't random that we out here today.
That's right.
We all got asked to get in the car.
Absolutely.
That's right.
We didn't get in.
Didn't get in.
That's it. So
knew
yeah,
better.
yeah, we knew better.
Or we got lucky.
Yeah, and my mama, my mama was nuts.
I will say this.
Some of us got in.
Some of us got in the car, definitely.
But we had enough right to get out of the car and down the road. Later on.
That's right. Because listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I got in the car.
I've been in the car.
I got in the car.
So you guys experienced grace and mercy.
Yeah. That's right. Listen,
That's right. See?
I was in the car one time. Listen, I got in the car. I went along for the ride. But when it was time, when I got out the car, I just made sure that I never got into another car again.
Yeah.
So check this out. Quick story, getting in the car.
Yeah.
Me and my brother, we walking one day, right? And this guy pulled up on us in the van. Rest in peace to the homie that was driving that day.
Right.
And I was like, yo, man, just hop in the whip. We hop in the whip, right? He pulled around the block a little ways. And he stopped this drug addict. And he's like, hey, come over here right quick. You know, you want to buy some drugs? The guy was like, yeah, I want to buy some drugs. Well, he get in the back of the van. Me and my homie sitting in the back of the van, and my man turned around and put a 45 in his face and said, give me your money. All we did was want to ride, bro.
Oh, wow.
We on the armed robbery, and then we end up hitting the police car. So now we fleeing from the police. Guns, drugs in the car. He busts a couple turns. Pop, we get out. We take out running, and he just continued to drive on. And I'm going to tell you what. So yeah, I feel you. I got in the car sometimes too. So listen, not knowing that I was about to be in a robbery.
In a situation.
20 minutes later, I'm in a robbery.
Yeah, that's heavy.
Y'all gonna stay around with us, right? Y'all not going anywhere, right? We gonna go pay some bills,
right?
And then we gonna come back,
right?
And we're gonna jump back into this thing. Y'all keep it locked right here to the Cody Show on radio. Yeah, we definitely get a new second question. That's right. We definitely got to pay some bills.
Right.
Yeah, keep it locked right here to the Cody Show. APz Mid-Morning Mimosa. Keep it locked.
Right.
What up? It's your boy, KZ.
Enough. That's enough.
Snoop Dogg, greatest rapper of all time. Yeah, this is DMX.
You are now in tune to the coldest.
From you, and I just believe that you're a great, person to speak to the kids when it comes to what we're discussing. Yeah. Because you spoke on mental health, and there are so many children in our community that's struggling with different types of mental health issues, right? And they don't really know what to do. Kids are, they're funny. They're not going to just talk to their parents. They almost never speak to their parents when there are issues because they're afraid of what their parents are going to say. The judgment. Yeah, so I think it's good if someone that's mature and respected, such as yourself, to kind of give them that feedback. It's different sometimes when you hear it.
Yeah, it is. So, how about this? Longfellow alternative, Mr. Mason, woodshop teacher. He was like everybody's dad. Like your old man was. It was everybody's dad. We came up with that, like Coach Jackson, Robert Jackson's dad, like, you know, these police officers. You know, these are dudes that was in the community that we was like, he'll give you a whooping. Yeah. You don't get a whooping. You don't get a whooping from that dude.
See what they saying?
Yeah.
See, my stepped-up father would give him a whoop.
He'll give you a whooping, bro. Yeah. You're not about to be out here cut class and run and he gonna call your mama.
Because he knew they mama.
Yeah.
He knew their dad.
Exactly.
He knew their whoever, right?
Their lives.
Right.
It's about getting them on the right.
Right.
Yeah. He like, I'm not.
When you take the melanated officers out of our communities, right? They changed the law. Remember? They said you didn't have to live within the city limits no more.
Right.
So now officers say, "Oh, Dayton Police, that's a good job. I live in Centerville." Right. Bam. He got the job.
And I don't care about who I'm arresting.
From Fairborn is in my community.
Right. We talked about this. I'm telling you, why am I living on Weaver Street in the hood, right there at the Soda Pass, and I got white police officers walking around?
How is that possible?
I know you ain't a 20-mile radius nowhere.
Off
50-mile radius.
West side. Off Germantown.
Come on, I am in the hood.
Ain't no non-melanated over there. Not a single one.
This is how this is everywhere though. So there was a white guy. There was a white guy.
Yeah. We got 100 white cops in Inglewood, California. How you do that?
How you do that?
Why you? It just don't make no sense.
Okay. Yeah. So when we come back, you're gonna get the tough question. Okay. All right. But we are going to allocate that time for you to talk about what Cold Shoulder is doing. Okay. We're gonna make sure you inform the folks that you are, first of all, in the East Bay. Make sure you mention that. Because we got folks out in the East Bay to listen to us. Next, you want to make sure that you focus on the fact that you're looking to move to what you say is, quote unquote, the entertainment capital east of the Mississippi, okay? And then also talk about where you came up. You was at the 5 Oaks. Where was you at? Okay, you came up at 5 Oaks, okay?
You military as well?
No, that was the neighborhood.
No, it was the neighborhood, 5 Oaks,
Did you run track after, where you run track? Okay. I want you to talk about that. You don't mind talking about that? You gotta talk.
That brings up, all that.
You saw him out in LA or something?
I saw him on Facebook.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That y'all was roommates. That you, you know what I mean?
Oh, you didn't know we was roommates?
I was like, nah, man. I was like, yeah, right. Correct. About 7 years. Yeah. I love it. I've been traveling all over the world, you know, military, you know what I'm saying, travel all over the world stuff. But like just this area, the core here in Atlanta, and then where I live at Fayetteville, I get to pop into the city, great dinner. I'm in Fayetteville, Peachtree City area.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
How was Cairo is one of the places in Africa that I definitely want to visit. Obviously because of the pyramids and just knowing where we come from as black people. But what was that experience like being in Cairo?
So overwhelming to see something that you've seen in books.
Yeah.
But
how big are them freaking pyramids?
They're fucking big. They're big. The aliens made them. You can't tell me we had 100 slaves out here. Somebody, I don't know. I'm no conspiracy theorist. I believe in God. Got it. But I don't care about how you got this stone right here. That's as big as this building. How'd you get that one there?
How tall? Like when you compare, because you like top.
Yeah.
Are there,
let's say,
like some
100 stories? Like 70 stories? Like these things are huge.
Taller than a rappel tower.
Oh, hell yeah. 3 rappel towers, 4 on top of it. Yeah. Wow. We talking about the big rappel towers with the 120 rows. Yeah. I knew you talking about the big one. This thing's huge. The Sphinx is huge.
Wow.
Sphinx is huge. You stand next to the Sphinx like one of the paws, and you're like,
that's just the top of the paw. How the hell is this, bro?
right. But you tell me a bunch of slaves came right here and did this. All right, that's cool. I guess that's what it's. That's personal. I wouldn't get no.
Other than Egypt, did you go with any other countries in Africa?
No, I don't have a lot of Africa. We did the Horn of Africa. Mogadishu, Somalia.
Oh, okay.
So as you look at Africa, as a continent, right? I'm a green gray, man. They don't think it's
Only Marines got it.
I try to tell her sometimes. Sometimes it's not necessarily about war.
I know.
As military, you can go to war to humanitarian, and the people of that particular community or country, they don't want you there, and they trying to kill your ass for bringing in food.
We went to Haiti. Right after the earthquake, and we were providing security stuff. I was like, this person is here to help you.
Wow. They don't want you to.
And they need green berets to provide them security.
That's crazy to me.
These people, we just lost thousands of people, and we got a bunch of white doctors from Canada. The planet came together.
Everything.
Rations.
They don't want you.
They give me all the food, and I need your money. Doc, like, this money is so I can be here for 6 months. If you take the money to
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they crucial on that money, man. Hey, my boy over in Africa right now, he said he can't even come out the hotel without them bribing to try to get money from him. The police, the security, you can't even walk around. They won't let you unless you pay them. Once you pay, you gotta pay.
Economically, life is very difficult for the people, so there are not English pounds coming in, they're not as dollars coming into the country. Those people are suffering, you know what I mean? So it's hard.
Trade Kuzma. Please trade Kuzma.
I'm saying, I'm trying to get out there to that new stadium that they built up there.
Which one? The Rams?
Yeah, Vegas.
Yeah. Oh, nobody want to see that garbage. I just left that garbage. I wrote on the side of it. Cleveland Browns on the side of the black hole, they call it. I wrote on there Browns, dog pound, Hey, because a bunch of my partners is Raider fans.
Oh man, I was like, that must.
Oh, you had your headphones earlier.
Oh yeah, I said the same thing.
Okay, so yeah. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna start off without the headphones.
We still got.
Rob's gonna use the headphones. So, but you should still be able to hear her ask you that second question.
I don't know what happened.
She's going to ask you the second question. And then as soon as you are done answering that question,
11 o'clock, I'm going to sit in the bed.
Rob, so look, here's what I got to do.
Nah, just the fellas. Couple of
you don't want to be too close.
day girls.
Okay. So Rob, you actually got to come around a little bit more, okay? All right. All right.
You in the picture now. You in the picture.
Good? You in there, right?
Hey.
We got 3 minutes. We're going in up in the sun.
Okay. A little bit more.
Yep, a little bit more. Here you go. Okay. Now we see you in the.
All right. So Rob, you're going to have the headphones. And then as soon as he is done answering the second question, we're going to right into what is going to happen. Because you went to state for
keep in mind, he didn't live.
Ray in the what? In the 100? Yep. And the 200? And then you ran the
4x1.
Keep in mind, he didn't speak about it.
He did speak about it.
Broken choice, yeah.
Bro, I am here with you.
Okay. But I definitely want her.
We in there gonna talk to Mama Margaret today?
All right, so you're gonna have the headphones this time.
Oh, only on Wednesday. Okay.
So that you can hear.
Yeah, she's a hot mess. I thought we was gonna talk to Mama Margaret today. She won't be on board today.
What you think about it, man? You think it's a viable little thing?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. To play around with it.
All right. 1 minute, 20 seconds.
You have to do.
Margaret says what she wants to say.
Yeah, so that's cool though, but we might have to get the audience to start tuning in to Margaret, asking her some questions. Okay. You got something for Mama Margaret to say today? Yeah. Instead of you have to coming up with stuff, other people can come up with. Because Mama Margaret going to say whatever off the top of her brain anyway. Anyway.
45 seconds.
So the thing that we wanted to happen, happened. Push your promo.
30 seconds.
Came out. Right. Boom. Listeners went way up.
Nice.
So the Netherlands is hitting real big right now for you. I don't know anybody in the Netherlands.
I don't,
you do now.
Right, that's
they
right.
know you.
Tell them I said hi. Yo, shout out to the Netherlands.
You just tell them.
Hey, shout out to the Netherlands. You know what I mean? Hey, a place I definitely want to visit.
10 seconds.
Sure.
10
Oh, it's cold in the Netherlands.
I mean, I'll be fine. All right, we're going in.
All right, here we go.
It's cold in the Netherlands.
Okay.
The coldest show on the radio, APz Mid-Morning Mimosa.
Thank you for keeping it locked right here to the coldest show on the planet, APz Mid-Morning Mimosa. Of course, in studio, we got a lot of special guests. Nunu, let me ask you a question, Nunu, because, you know, we got a lot of special guests. There's a lot of men folks around here. Why we got to get a mop over here for you? Wow. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on.
I'm
You over here, boy. You keep tapping me on my leg and everything.
The lies. AP wish I was tapping him on his leg.
You actually been doing pretty good today.
I've been behaving myself.
You haven't been bad girl.
She's doing all right.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
She's been good.
She's trying to maintain until we get to, her little segment and all that.
Only because Eddie's here.
Y'all just giving me a hard time.
So, everybody that's just checking in with us, we got a lot of special guests in studio. None other than Mr. Eddie Laverne Jr. In the building. And, of course, we have, I want to make sure I say this properly. We got Ren in the building. Right. And, of course, we got Rob in the building.
It's about time.
That's right. Now, Ren is, he's a retired Green Beret as well as an author, and he has his sidekick, Rob, in the building. We're going to be talking to both of them today.
Right.
Just getting their insight on everything that they have going on. But I know before we went on the break, Nunu had a question.
I had another question.
So please, let's continue.
Yeah, so I was discussing with Ren just some questions about advice that he would give to our young black man that's dealing with different types of issues in the home and in our community. So my next question for you, Ren, is what advice would you give to our black man, our young gay black man that is at home living with both of his parents this time, right?
Did you say gay?
Gay. Living with both of his parents. He has an idea of what he wants to do with his future, but he's struggling with some mental health issues where his parents don't know that he's gay. Wow. So he's living in a world on his own, pretty much. He doesn't know how to talk to his family about this, and he's confused. And he sometimes is possibly even having thoughts of suicide. So what would you tell him? How would you speak to that young black man?
Can I say one thing?
Yes, absolutely, Eddie.
How can you ask a straight man that?
Well, he could be a father. You never know. And that's the reason why I'm asking the question, is because there's a lot of fathers, right, that are parenting gay men, but they don't know how to respond to that young black gay man, and they respond in the wrong way, and they end up losing their kids.
We in the ATL.
So it's a hard question.
Answer them kind of questions.
Yeah, listen, I didn't say it was gonna be easy.
No, you didn't. I guess you wanna preface your statement, right? You wanna go ahead and you wanna go ahead and say I'm a heterosexual. You know what you wanna say?
I am a parent.
Right.
Right. I am a parent.
Yes.
So wow.
That's what
So I'm trying to put myself there. So if my 17-year-old son,
But you don't know though.
no, I don't know. My
Right.
17-year-old son was gay,
If he comes to you,
Right.
and I didn't know when he decided.
or something's wrong, and you can see that he's struggling with something. Something's not right.
And he wanted to come out
What
to
do you
me
do?
or whatever. First, I was like the level of acceptance that we are kind of coming to here in America. Back when we was high school kids, you said you was gay, you got beat up on sight.
On sight.
Right.
On sight. Everybody was swinging on you.
Yeah.
It didn't make no difference. That was a nightmare.
know
to be
nothing
gay
about
back then.
being
Somebody, we all played on the same the football team. Of course, I was a star, of course, at the quarterback.
Oh wow. Okay, it was a starter football team.
They were relegated to the bench. Man. Someone that we knew that was gay, and that actually happened to us.
Oh, wow.
They had to take a shower in the other. They had to go to the. So we weren't really. Our minds weren't really open at that point in time. But go ahead, Ren.
Yeah. So like, and to the mental health point of it, my nightmare is for my son to kill himself and me not know what. Wow.
That's saying a lot, King.
That's a nightmare to me.
Yeah.
Right?
You have no child?
No. There is nothing that my son can't tell me.
Right.
Dad, I just chopped up 10 people. I'm like, all right, well, let's talk about it because you're about to go to prison.
Yeah.
Let me give you I've never been to prison, son, but I'm going to tell you, I heard it's a bad place.
Yeah.
Right.
But you're on your way.
Wow.
But I want to hug you before you go, and I'm going to definitely keep some money on your books.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you're still my baby.
That's some good advice.
You know.
Man.
But and those young guys, man, that's out there that's kind of in that scary place of opening up and saying that you gay.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just that. It's scary.
It's scary.
It should never be scary with your parents, though.
That's right.
You should be afraid to tell that to your friends before you would your mom and dad.
Right.
I'd be more embarrassed to tell my homies that I was gay
Yeah.
than I would my mom.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know. And,
Don't look at me like that, Red. Why you look at me like that?
We gotta. I think what we as a community, what we need to do is reach out to our young black man, see, as opposed to saying, "I'm gonna give you something to cry for."
Right.
Asking why he crying.
Right.
You know what I mean? Why is it that my son's so sensitive or my, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because in the black community, we talk like, hey, bro, you strong, period. Because, hey, man, don't be weak.
Yeah.
Don't be weak.
Strong. It was a jungle.
It was a jungle.
We grew up in a jungle for real, and I know many of you did too. So
so it's and that survivability to do that not only is inner city, single parent or dual parent, being black in America. Today, where we at now, and now you're a 17-year-old man trying to come into your own, 18-year-old man trying to come into your own,
right?
And your mom is yelling, "I want grandkids," and your dad is like, "Yeah, you're a good football player, but you're like, I'm in love with Tony."
Yeah.
You feel me? How do you deliver that?
To Tiger.
Yeah.
You deliver it with love. You walk in and you tell them.
Yeah, you tell them.
Right.
You just this only what you gotta. You want to be gay? You want to be straight? You want to be a superstar? You want to be a millionaire? You better speak it.
Yeah.
You better speak it. So like, I was talking to Rob. I said $1 million a year annual budget, just my spending expenses to run corporation rent. That's how much it costs a year just for me to wake up.
Yeah.
Right. Is that the case now? Nope, but it's coming.
But it's gonna be.
That $1 million a year lifestyle spending venture, because you got to think, when I start taking care of these kids in this community center, they're going to be expensive.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm cool. I got car, I got house, I got a couple of hours in the bank.
Yeah.
Make another me.
Well, look, Ren, that's a great segue, because you said that you was hollering at your boy Rob, and Rob Cold Shoulder, you've been sitting over here real patient with us, brother. Go ahead and go ahead. You got it's like a rapper now. You got to hold it like the rapper that you are.
That's what it's about, man. It's just man, so look, virtue.
Cold Soda, Rob, talk to us, man. Tell us what are the beginnings. Talk to us about growing up in Dayton, Ohio.
Oh man, just like you said, we had all the opportunities and all the, all the brick walls to run into at the same time. But obviously, we was bold enough to go ahead and make another choice. You know what I mean, and see how our choices affected our family members. You know what I mean, and it's like you said, Dayton, Ohio is hardcore. They don't have like these outlets for young people.
No.
So once they kill that off, it's like okay, I gotta do something outside. I've outgrown this city a couple of times. Yeah. I've outgrown this city a couple of times.
We got a caller, you guys.
Okay.
We definitely got a caller.
Hold on. That was a real.
Right, that was a caller.
Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Yes, this is James Campbell calling from Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Hey, how you doing, James Campbell?
James Campbell
from Fayetteville, North Carolina. What's your question, my guy?
Yes, my question is for the panel. I know everybody is upset with the current administration about their stance on the Asian Americans, the hate crime against Asian Americans, and they're feeling like they're neglecting the black people or other people of color. So my question would be, how can we have a hate crime against black people when it's the black people that's killing the black people?
Well, how can we have a hate?
Well, that stems from long
time
because
that's
ago.
what we're hearing a lot.
Yeah.
We keep hearing a lot that people are the brothers and sisters that look like me are saying that the Biden administration is wrong for taking a stance against Asian Americans, but they're neglecting us. And so I'm just trying to find out.
They wasn't wrong for standing up with the Asians. They was wrong for giving them the money for reparations, and they didn't give us. They still ain't gave us none.
Well, we're the only community that hasn't received reparations.
So
but to answer,
that's what I feel.
But James, to answer your question real quickly, because we got to get back to these guests. But most assuredly, listen. When did they ever care about us? When did they ever consider us to be a human being? It took an act of Congress, an amendment to the Constitution to take us from 3/5 of a human being to a complete human being. They still don't treat us as a human being. So yeah, they're going to skip right over us because they've been doing it for centuries, bruh.
So your question was, how can Congress or what would make Congress create a hate crime against a hate bill for
us because we killing each other? That's what he was saying.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So
I mean, well, when you speak about black people killing black people, I mean, you can't you can't let go of the obvious. Obviously, wherever you're amongst a collective group of people, there's going to be murders in those particular areas. A lot of people will say there's no such things as black on black crime, just like there's no such thing as white on white crime, and so forth and so on. And the reason why a lot of people will say that is because obviously the community that you live in, where there's a lot of black people, where there's a lot of Asian people, where there's a lot of white people, there's going to be crimes against, there's going to be race on race crimes, because obviously those are the people that you're around. So, I can't. Me personally, once again, this is AP that guy. I can't really see Congress saying, "Hey, we're going to step up to the plate and create a bill, to protect black people," because. Again,
there's already a bill. What is we talking about here? It's called the Constitution.
No.
I have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
He's talking about a specific bill. He's talking about a specific bill.
Why do we need a specific bill when it's already there?
Because there's a specific bill for the Asians. That's what he's saying.
They're not cooperating with the bill that the Constitution is. They're not
doing half of the Constitution.
Right. We were supposed to get 40 acres and a mule too, and we still waiting on it.
Listen,
it's enough time for all these bills. It's time for action. That's what it's time for. It's time for us to come together and build a generational wealth for our families. That's what it's time for.
Facts.
And that would shut down some.
And see, and I agree with you on that. That it's about time for us to build some generational wealth for our families. But back to that same thing, it's like, okay, how can we hold each other accountable? Because I think most likely we all want to be able to learn about investments and learn about how to build portfolios.
Right.
But if the people over there in Bankhead just don't even have an interest in learning about it, and they sit up here and they'll laugh at you, or they'll sit up here and try to rob me just because I'm going over there and trying to educate them something like this.
It's not that people in impoverished community don't, have an interest in learning about it. What it is that the opportunities to learn about it in impoverished communities
that's why we're going to start these Black Wall Street expos.
And teach you how
That's
why it seems as though that there is not a need or a want to learn because, throughout history, as Black people, we've never had the resources in our communities, and this goes all the way back to the Jim Crow era when redlining was a big issue. And redlining was a big issue to keep the impoverished, keep the lack of resources from those communities, the resources in those communities.
Okay.
So it's almost impossible for us to get it because we never had it.
Wow.
We just never had it.
That's a harsh reality to swallow, is it not?
We've never had it.
Is it not? It's a harsh reality to swallow.
But we definitely appreciate your
James, man. Keep calling in, brother. We appreciate you, man.
Okay, man. And one more thing, and you don't have to respond right here, but maybe y'all can respond a little bit later.
Yeah.
Because as you know that they talking about how crime in Atlanta is beginning to escalate. And it kind of goes back to the first thing.
It ain't beginning to escalate.
Would you all be in favor of the Red Dogs returning back to Atlanta?
No, sir. No, sir.
Absolutely
under no circumstances.
What is it, Red Dogs?
The Red Dogs were a special SWAT type team that was, drug and anti-narcotics crash team.
We call them the Jump Out Boys in Ohio.
The Jump Out Boys.
No, I don't think that's a good idea.
The level of corruption that surrounded that organization, no, we do not need to bring them back.
We don't need more police. We just need more resources in the African American community.
That's right.
We need to put our young people in front of doctors, lawyers, and people like that so they can have impressions and want to do better. We don't need more police. We need better schooling.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling in, James. We appreciate you, brother. Yeah, that was great. So look, Rob, back to you real quick. Come on.
Yeah.
And that was a great call. So that was your friend James Campbell.
James Campbell. Yeah. Shout out to James Campbell.
Yeah.
AKA Soup.
Soup calling in. We appreciate you, Soup, man. Listen. So Rob, back to you, brother. Cold Shoulder.
What's up,
man? Talk to us about you were a track star.
Yeah, indeed.
I've seen you up close. And I won't date it, right? We don't need to date ourselves. But I seen you up close, and you went to the state, and Eddie, going to the state championships in track and field in Ohio is a pretty big deal. Yeah. And we came through an era where Chris Mellums was the real deal when we were coming through.
There you go.
And that's how you gauged yourself, a guy who won a silver Olympics in the Olympics. So, so talk to us about being a track star in high school, having the track scholarships, and then what happens?
That's it. Hey,
Mike,
being a track star in school, man, it takes a lot of discipline. You know what I mean? I was surrounded by a good team. Of course, a couple of members are sitting around here too. But I'm surrounded by a good team, man, and I always, wanted to just push myself to that next limit. Always, man. And growing up in Dayton, track and field was huge. They had tournaments everywhere, and Chris Nellens was the dude to beat.
C. Moses Boulevard.
Right. Ezra Moses Boulevard. The greatest 400-meter of all time.
Those keep in mind. Those you saw him on the Olympics, like you
just like Tanja Buford.
just like AP said,
Okay.
you want to see those images.
I believe
Once
she's a
saw
track
those
coach.
images-
I believe she's a track coach down there at the University of Texas. I'll research that. But go ahead, brother.
Word. No, I'm just saying. Once I saw those images, you know, that's what propelled me to be like, okay, yeah,
That's
maybe
what I
can
wanna
go
do.
ahead and go further my academic career, further my track career, and that's what UCLA came in.
UCLA calling.
Yep.
UCLA Bruins, bro.
Yeah,
you
man.
from Dayton, Ohio. You getting ready to go to Southern California. Yeah. What did you do?
I went to Central State. I went to a historical black university. So I ended up enrolling in Wilberforce. Yep, I enrolled in Wilberforce. Did that, and my family had a couple of health problems. And like I said, mental health the mental health is huge in the family as well. Managing that as well.
Managing the mental health issues.
Oh man, generational.
It's generational in your family.
Totally, man. Generational. And
do you mind saying what bipolar, depression?
Depression, schizoaffective. I'm a mental health counselor myself, and that,
You're a mental health counselor.
Yeah, that prompted me.
We're gonna get to that.
We're gonna get to the mental health counselor. So yeah, I was working in Dayton, Ohio, doing like working with a mentally challenged community population, autistic population, all kind of substance abuse as well.
And it's tough. It's tough where we come from.
It's tough, man. It's a labor of love, man. But at the same time, it's you learning yourself.
Right.
I learn from them.
Right.
So I always tell I'm learning from y'all.
Well, look, Rob, we got to take a quick break. We're gonna come back.
Right.
We're gonna finish your piece. We got Rob Cold Shoulder.
That's what's up.
We got Ren Lagon here with 22 pounds, lay low, Eddie Laverne Jr.
Yes,
Bad Girl Nuno, AP That Guy. It's your boy Uncle Red, APz Mid-Morning Mimosa, the coldest show on radio.
Bad Girl Nuno, what you got coming up next?
Y'all already know we got that coffee or Corona coming up next.
You gotta keep it locked right here at the Cody Show.
Okay.
What up? It's your boy, Jay-Z.
It's called Coffee or Corona, and it's kind of like, we never know what she's going to tell us. Okay. She's going to ask us questions. Okay. So it's kind of like relationship type issues, type, things. And it would be great if the both of you could comment on it, right? Chime in, right? And then Rob, again, we're gonna come back around and we'll make sure that we finish up your piece, all right?
We've been writing raps since 80. I stopped writing raps. I stopped writing raps in 88.
Wow.
Yeah.
Brainstorm.
Math class, the dude used to have a little flight simulator down there. We ended up getting sent out to date one of the students.
Both y'all was a year under. Y'all
Right, that's what I'm saying. So you came out 90. You came out 91.
Huh? The youngsters, man. Wow. 91.
Yeah.
They good.
That was a good year, man.
I came out in 82.
Damn. All right. Talking decade.
Wow. Yeah. That's what's up.
He came out with Keith Byers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They won the state championship that year.
With Ross.
Basketball. So they had Kenny Anderson. Natalie Ross, man.
Your man was talking about it. This came.
Keith
Byers was the point guard on that team. They didn't name the street
tripping
after
on
him
what you was
until
talking
he went to
about.
Ohio State.
When you was talking about the kid killing 10 kids, and you was Told your son I'll put some money on your books.
Commented on it?
Yeah, they're like, wow. You going to put some money on his books.
But you going to jail.
Like, you going to jail, man. Hey, but you know what? Like them guys that shot up the people in Florida at the strip club and whatever. Yeah. So, you know, they don't understand they're not going to be able to take them guns to jail. And they're going to be somebody's boyfriend in jail. Y'all young dudes got to realize that.
Definitely about
you're not gonna take. Y'all better get your fist game up, boy, because y'all gonna be in trouble.
You see the dude
y'all just don't understand that.
They don't strike me as thorough.
No, not at all.
Strike me as thorough.
Because a thorough dude not going to shoot up the crowd.
That's true too.
He gonna go in there and get who he want to get.
Yeah.
You don't shoot up the whole 20 people.
100 people in
Come on, man. Come on. We do that, man.
I'm going to wait on you in the park.
I'm going to wait on the person I want to get.
Yeah.
I still ain't even accomplished nothing. Because I done shot up 20 people, killed 2 people, ain't had nothing to do with it. And the dude that I was trying to get, he's still running around.
Yeah, he gone.
Yeah.
He got in his car and left.
Yeah, he's good.
I don't get it, man.
Now you going to jail for life.
Yeah.
Going or worse. Execute your ass. Yeah, they shot up the Asian, what was it, the massage parlor?
Massage parlor?
Yeah, the massage parlor. That's when they decided to give them some money.
That's when the chief of police said,
yeah,
he's having a bad day.
And he said he was having a problem sexually, and he was trying to take up for him. He really tried to give him an excuse. But they took him off the case.
He got to come off the case immediately.
Yeah, he got to come off the case.
This dude got a problem.
You sympathize with him. Yeah.
10 people, 12, 8 people.
Yeah, you just murdered 8 people. You try to sympathize, give him a way out?
Yeah, that's murder.
Man. That's murder.
That's cold-blooded murder.
Yeah, and it was a racial thing. They talk about it wasn't racial. Now, it wasn't nobody in there but Chinese people. Now, if it was some blacks in there or somebody else you killed one specific person. Asians. That's what you went to go do.
Because you roll from one Asian massage parlor
to another.
Asian
in between there was some strip clubs and some others.
You roll by. You roll by the flame on the
all the way to the flame.
You don't want to go in the flame tripping though, because everybody there.
Mike, what's up, buddy?
It ain't no active shooters in the all black club.
Somebody call you Bear?
Yeah, tell him I'm going to.
Which one of y'all is Bear?
Yeah, that's my nickname. I'm on the radio, but I'm gonna send his paperwork back to that. Yeah. You know, Gerald was a teddy bear, but see, they get it from me because I was the OG. I'm the original bear. Sugar bear. Yeah.
You be down there like salt bay on it, right?
Nah, nigga, nah. It was a reason for that.
Wow.
Nigga.
Yeah, I wonder what grizzly bears do.
Yes, indeed. Keep niggas off their back.
Wow.
You shake them off.
Wow. Okay, good.
Who said something about bear? Let me see.
Michael Pollard.
Oh, okay. That's the homie from Cleveland. He from the land. He from the land.
Well, gentlemen,
that was my brother Sean's best friend.
I definitely think that we have accomplished the goal. And for whatever reason, it's real big in the Netherlands right now.
Yeah, shout out to the Netherlands.
I see all this.
Stay on that gas.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, they be tuning in.
Yeah, man, that's dope, man.
He's talking about that smoke.
Yeah.
Maybe they're kind of like, maybe interested.
Could you send us some Netherlands? Type of that. Netherlands. Do you have a different strand?
They do.
Sure they do, man. I mean, yeah, Europe, man. I don't know what. No, I have not. Never been in Netherlands. I spent a little time in Europe, but just mainly passing through. Just, you know.
But the Netherlands are really, they're really not our kind of people.
What?
But I understand.
I don't know, bro.
So I'm gonna check this out.
Bro.
No?
Check this
Okay,
out.
must got the wrong
Not
information.
the Netherlands.
Stop watching the news in America.
Okay.
Maybe you talking
They
about
actually like black people in the
like,
place.
it's more. That's more Scandinavian.
Okay,
Finland,
exactly.
them, Norway,
Yeah.
them areas where they don't. There's not
too many of us.
But
Vikings.
Yeah, Vikings.
I took the train up there from London. I went over to Paris too. I was doing some work out there for a telecom company, and man, that red light district is something else. So real thing out here. It's the real deal. It's like basically the girl on the they be in a window and you can see it, and it's like one floor after another, right? And you can choose. So basically, the girl on the bottom floor, she's whack. And then the higher you go, it's right. Yeah, they be.
And you know what? I went to New York.
You come up to the window and you just
they got that in New York, you know?
Yeah.
So back in the day in New York, they had people come to you, give you a ticket, with an address on it.
Yeah.
You go to the address, you go in the house, it's lines of chairs with women sitting there.
Yeah.
And you pick you a girl.
Yeah.
And you go into this little room and you do your thing and come out. And I was in New York. I swear. I did been there.
Said they just
I went. Yeah. They give you an address.
Yeah.
You know, hey, where's it at? Where to do it?
Yeah.
They give you an address. And then you go in there and it's like a buffet.
Every country got them.
I was about to say, we're talking about the oldest profession
in the business.
Right.
Yeah.
Even when I was in Diego Garcia, you know, they would come off the East Coast, you know, of Africa. Yeah.
I worked in Colombia for 12 years.
Wow.
Off and down in Bogota.
You know Noriega?
No.
The real Noriega?
Real Noriega.
He gonna be a other favorite.
See, I was there I was there in 95 and 96.
I was there in 2000 until, well, no, I say 10 years. So 2000 until 2010. Wow. Off and on, back and forth in a month at a time.
Hey. Okay. This ain't the music you playing on the radio. I'm like,
man, it better not be.
It's an elevator music.
Elevator music.
They're going to. Okay, so.
But it's got a little cool groove.
Remind y'all, this show is going to play, it's going to replay immediately after this show.
Oh, okay.
This 4-hour show is going to.
It's live right now.
We're live now. But we're going to replay. But we're going to replay at 2 p.m. It'll go from. We won't be able to get in all the show, but it'll go from 2 because we got another show at 5 o'clock. We do an evening show too. Okay. All right. But this show's gonna replay, and then it's gonna replay again at roughly, I think it's 9 o'clock at night tonight.
Oh.
And then
watch party.
Watch party going down. It's gonna replay in the morning at about. It's gonna start about maybe 6 a.m. Okay, 6 or 7 a.m.
We're gonna do a watch party tonight at the crib for that 9 o'clock.
For the 9 o'clock show?
I'll do that at the crib, make it everything run back to see it. You know, that'd be hot. I invite some of the homies from the neighborhood.
Wow.
I got a big screen TV, so you know what I'm saying? You gotta come through, bro. You know that invite was from day one, though.
Yeah, man.
You know, so we sit out back in the fire pit, man. Do some s'mores.
You so far down.
He says some
right, no, that's what everybody said.
1 minute.
Remember we said earlier?
I live in Alpharetta.
Oh, you way out. Yeah. You hour and a half one way. You a sleepover. You got to go to Alpharetta to get a room.
Yeah. If I came down, I got my army brother Mac. He lived in Fayetteville.
Yeah.
He lived down there in Fayetteville.
Probably seen him once a year.
And I ain't seen him in wow. I think we went to one of my army brothers passed away. That's what we've been doing, bro. We've been meeting each other at funerals.
Oh, that's
the worst thing.
The worst.
And we've been saying each time we get together.
We're gonna get together outside of a funeral.
When we gotta do this Vegas, we gotta do this Miami.
Yeah.
And it don't never happen.
It don't never happen.
Because we can't never coordinate and get everyone, and then boom, once COVID hit, it was a wrap. You know,
that changed the planet.
The game.
Yeah, that changed the planet, man.
So all them little plans we had kind of went out the window. But
when me and my homies, like, whenever we come up with, like, you can't tell me a plan, because I'll book right now.
Yo.
You can't tell me. If you be like, hey, Ren, I want to see you August 5th, I'm like, all right, bet, hold on a second. I'll book a flight August 5th. What time you want me to know? I don't give no, I take all the options out the room. When? Okay, this day, boom, I'm doing that because of that right there. No. When I get around to it, I'm not going to. Just being real, because something going to come up between now and 2 weeks from now, 3 months from now.
Well, I'm going to chop it up with y'all, you know, before y'all leave, we're gonna really chop it up.
No, absolutely.
Because I want to, make sure you know, he going to take care of you as far as, you know, letting you know where you should be trying to be looking for
45 seconds
and where you should.
No doubt.
45 seconds.
And I got my brother-in-law on him. And my brother-in-law agent.
There it is.
Like, come on, man.
Perfect.
You should say that.
Perfect.
Let me just bring this in.
20 seconds.
Okay, here we go.
30 seconds, coffee or Corona.
Yeah, that was a long 15 seconds.
I know, right?
For real. That's because APB lying, 80.
Sometime.
Oh, goodness.
AP.
Talking about 15 seconds. For real? Oh,
I know, right?
mercy.
3 seconds.
Wow.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure, it's 3 seconds.
Sorry to be in 5.
Yeah.
Man.
Longest 3 seconds in the history of the world.
Oh.
1 second.
Tablet
Damn.
died.
Extended. They did.
Here we go.
Okay.
The coldest show on the radio, APz Mid-Morning Mimosa.
Thank you for keeping it locked right here to the coldest show on the planet, APz Mid-Morning Mimosa. Listen, it's currently 33 minutes after the hour, and of course, when you hear this music, it can only mean one thing: Nunu speaks. What's up, girl?
Listen, don't be around here trying to change up the name of my situation to my Nunu speaks.
We're going to allow you to get a word in.
Y'all already know it's time for that coffee. You know what? The scales are so unbalanced. I'm not crying, but I got to say it.
Okay.
You men, well, y'all thought it was a man's world. It's no longer a man's world. Okay. And Senator Connie Johnson made that very clear earlier this morning. Say something now, AP.
Eddie,
yeah.
I got a question, bro.
Yo.
Senator Connie Johnson, she thick.
Wow.
She's pretty. You saw her picture. Don't act like you didn't see her picture.
And she got some really.
She said she was divorced. He went through a divorce. And
Eddie, look at me. She thick.
Eddie just smiling. He's been doing a lot of smiling since he came back from Oklahoma.
Y'all
said,
in trouble.
He said no comment. Oh, wow.
No comment.
All right, so a couple weeks ago.
Assistant.
Ooh. Oh, wow. Really? Nothing assistant.
Wow.
You already in trouble.
I don't care.
A few weeks ago, we had a young lady that reached out to us by the name of Veronica, right? Gentlemen,
Yes,
I don't know if you remember
that.
Veronica.
Uh-huh.
She was having some issues where her partner had just started a really bad habit, and he was gambling. He ended up gambling all of the money for their mortgage payment that they needed to make. Yeah. So today we're going to discuss a little bit about wealth and how to obtain wealth, and you guys can chime in as well. What are some of the ways that us as, black people can make it easier for ourselves to obtain that wealth and maintain that wealth? Don't all start at once.
Wow, that's actually a good question.
Great.
And I'm gonna tell you like this: this question can go far beyond the time that we have allotted.
Right.
And can definitely go far beyond the time we have allotted. And I'm actually teaching my son at a very young age. My son is 12, and I'm trying to get him in the stock game and the investing game. And of course, with us growing up, all of us growing up in the hood, in the impoverished communities,
right.
We just don't learn about investing in stocks and things like that. So I think I know, the investing piece of it is an extremely important piece to not only building wealth, but creating the generational wealth.
So one of the things that you would say is investing. A lot of black people now are becoming entrepreneurs. also starting a business,
Absolutely.
whether it be a small business or a bigger type business.
Absolutely.
A lot of people are now also investing in
just the markets, period.
Right, the market. So real estate, some people are investing in real estate.
Right.
Some people are now also investing in coins. And when we say coins, we're talking about cryptocurrency, right?
Absolutely.
That's a good way to...
Shout out to Shiba Inu.
Absolutely. And Ethereum, that's a good... Bitcoin, we see you. That's a good way to create, some generational wealth.
That's right.
Any other suggestions that you guys can think of besides some of the ones that I hit on, guys?
Sounds like 22 pounds might have answered a few of the questions.
So, one thing that I would recommend doing, it's easier said than done. But like I max out my investments. One other thing people should look at: a lot of companies will match a 401k,
right,
or Roth IRA.
Okay.
And we don't take advantage of that, even if it's 2%, 6%, 5%, whatever it is. Match that money, because that's money that you basically leaving on the table if you work for pretty much any company.
That's a really great idea.
Yeah, Walmart has a 401k opportunity for you that you can match, so it doesn't matter what corporation you work for.
Right.
That's one great thing too. And it's just me because I'm a plain kind of guy.
Right.
Spend a lot of money on clothes.
So you would say avoiding excessive spending and avoiding large unnecessary purchases.
I can't help it. Well, overall, the difference between assets and liabilities. That's the first thing.
Absolutely. So like I have a 2000 Silverado pickup truck that I drive.
Okay.
But I also got a 22 pounds hat on.
Nice.
Right. But I parked that old truck in front of a $500,000 crib.
Right. That's right.
And I go on vacations to Bora Bora in Spain and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But I'm rocking some Wrangler jeans right now.
That's
real
right.
talk.
That's what's up.
Hey.
I see you, King. I see you. That's what I'm talking about.
That's Bill Gates was Bill Gates. Well, I'm not going to say he'll say it best, but Bill Gates,
I never saw him.
he still drives, I think it's a Honda Accord.
A Honda, okay.
I never seen Bill Gates with no suit on.
Yeah,
So Bill Gates is possibly still riding in his Honda Accord. Okay, that's what's up.
See, you already know.
I doubt it very seriously. You riding in the Honda Accord.
No, I think
you already know.
Well, he might have graduated from that Honda to something different.
You already know where I'm going with it because these material things we get caught up in it.
Absolutely.
And every funeral that I have ever been to, I have never seen them take anything with them.
Absolutely.
So
I see them put it in the grave.
This stuff, all of this stuff, all of these things, the home. This stuff is on loan to me, so that's my perspective about it. I can only speak for me, but listen, you said something real key. It's about assets and liabilities. That's what they ask you. There's a debt ratio that the bank calculates when you go and get a loan or anything else, and they ask you what are your assets as opposed to what are your liabilities. And the one thing, look, if they'd have given us the 40 acres and a mule, we'd have some assets, wouldn't we? Right. But we've got to start focusing on making sure that we have more assets, meaning commercial real estate, residential real estate, whatever it may be. We got to start focusing on building that generational wealth and limiting the liabilities.
That's right.
As you said,
absolutely.
The clothes, the cars,
the jewelry.
It doesn't, like you said, could you imagine, Bad Girl Nunu, you're living in an apartment complex and your car note is dang near more than your rent?
No, I can't imagine.
Could you imagine that?
No.
Cannot.
I think everyone, even if you're working a 9 to 5, I think it's important that everyone have what we call passive income. Putting your money to work for you. And that's money that you're not necessarily quote unquote working for. And also, if you can do it, create at least 7 streams of income. Have income coming in from over here, over there, over there, over there.
Boy said get 6 jobs.
Hey,
13 jobs, man.
I tell everybody.
I take offense to that because I am Jamaican. Wow. You trying to work smarter, not harder.
That was a shout out from a living color, probably about 35, about 30 years.
Yeah, it was. I remember that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but
shout out to my Jamaican brothers and sisters.
No smoke. On this show,
it's all
gotta
good,
be
man.
careful with the Jamaica.
Lord.
They really love us down there, by the way.
We got the bump, but
They do. No, Eddie, no, you did.
So Rob, you look, yeah. So Rob, talking about this whole, coming from where we come from, where, there was none of that disposable income.
None.
Zero. We didn't have it.
Zero.
So that kind of builds into it's in your DNA, is it not?
Indeed. I noticed the divide early. The digital divide. Just like you said. Even with real estate, even home ownership, all those became divides. The breakdown of the industrial, GM, Chrysler.
Right.
What's that move? Okay.
Right.
What are you left with now? So,
right.
Yeah, that was definitely a sign for us to kind of expand our horizons, and I think it was a select few people that actually thought like that, and that's why I said you have to surround yourself with that. One of those things was music for me, and that's where me and Ren, we wrote a lot. We sat for hours and wrote music, wrote hip hop.
Right.
And he gave me actually my first rap name, so it was Rob the Boss. I started DJing. That's why I ran with that. So I used that passion along with all the track.
Directly into the mic. Directly into the mic, Michael.
Yeah. I coupled those talents,
right,
and used that to go to my next level, career-wise, in the industry. So I've been doing music a while after that, after school and all that. So
okay,
definitely. Yeah.
Shout out to Rob for making the dopest theme music ever.
Wow.
I reached out to him as one of my homies growing up, and I said, man, I know you're heavy into this music thing.
Right.
And I'm a superhero because I'm a wear that cape all the way back to the hood and open up that community center.
Mm-hmm. You needed some theme music.
But I needed some theme music.
Right.
And it's edgy, it's some riffs in there, it's some hard beats, but ultimately the theme to it is the eagle has landed.
Yeah.
So Cold Soda, look, when we come back after the next break, we'll be going out. We'll be closing out the show. But listen, before we do that, you're out in the East Bay right now.
I'm out in the East Bay. Shout out to my East Bay folks.
Oakland, California.
Hey. They out there, man. They out there. They going through it. They doing their thing, though.
And you getting ready to, you're contemplating, or you have put it into motion.
Say that.
You're coming over here to Hotlanta.
Definitely so.
Right? So what is Cold Soda going to do when you get here?
Definitely so. When I got a call from my brother Ren, it said, bro, I need your help down here. I'm writing this book. I need some theme music. I do mental health counseling out there as well.
Right.
So I'm pretty informed as far as resources and what I'm able to provide. Even being a friend and that line of counselor, I'm still able to kind of blend those together. So
right.
That helped me in my personal life, and actually I feel honored to be able to kind of share some of my knowledge and resources with the mental health community,
right?
With people that's close to me,
right?
With mental health, so
right.
I feel like I'm pretty lucky in that sense.
So you're gonna use your talents, right, to kind of form a coalition, so that you can provide the food for the homeless veterans and also the mental health counseling.
Dope. That's exactly it. And it's just like Rand said, the end goal is community, like community centers.
Community center.
Grew up in that.
That's right.
Saved my life. Those community centers saved my life.
Boys and girls Club, Salem Avenue.
Saved my life, bro. I knew I was going to get a sandwich there. I knew I was going to be able to learn something, to be around some safe people that I could build with. Yeah.
Hey, them government sandwiches was good.
Sandwiches, baby.
Got me Y'all used to get them sandwiches.
Y'all keep it locked right here to the coldest show on the planet. We'll be back to wrap things up. Y'all keep it locked. APz Mid-Morning Mimosa, the coldest show. Cold.
What up? It's your boy, Jay-Z.
I love how everyone got excited about food, which that tells me everybody eating hungry.
Yes, DMX. Y'all gon' make me. You are now in tune to the coldest show on the radio. APz Mid-Morning Mimosa.
sometimes it can be.
What's up, Tom?
You know,
4 hours.
Yeah.
yeah. This right here, though, I'm looking at. I'm like, shit.
I'm on the radio until about 15 more minutes.
This is good for me, though.
Time goes by quickly.
I thought
when
it
we're
said
having
Doc
fun.
Lever.
That's a good sign. Well, I hope y'all.
I'll text to you right now.
So my main concern was I've been keeping an eye on the stats, and the one thing that I wanted to make sure happened was that the moment that we sent out that promo, right, in addition to us going live, the listenership steadily went up. Okay. So as we have continued to go into each segment here, the number of listeners has gone up steadily. And it's pretty big to have the folks across the pond tuning in to you.
That's huge. That's huge, bro.
We still don't understand why the Netherlands is so into our show. And we hope to be able to travel over there and find out. It's probably been about a couple of months that we've been noticing that the
uptick that they've been listening in.
We've always had London and Germany. I'm thinking Germany is more because it's the military. Yeah. They might be tuning in, but I ain't for sure. But the Netherlands?
I got nothing. When you ask me, like, yo, you know somebody in the Netherlands? I'm like, nah, my G. Right. I've been a lot of places. I ain't got nothing for that. Got nothing.
So again, I hope you gentlemen are pleased with the ability for you to be able to get your message out. Okay?
Yeah, I am as we say, my happy face. And thanks for bringing up I'm not from here too.
Oh no, you got the plug wifey too. You got the
right. So
are you featuring the merch on your website? That's what you should be doing.
That's coming.
Branding.
My guy David Johnson, who I work with business with, we just got our e-commerce site set up and all that.
Okay, so we do all that as well. So let us know if you need any assistance with marketing.
Okay.
And advertising.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just let them know.
Look, we were talking the other day, and I told you, I said, hey, man, not for nothing, but I'm today years old trying. Yeah. I don't know what room I'm going to work in or walk in, and I'm going to take your talent somewhere, where I'm going to do somewhere else, or bury you under what they want to do.
This is the first step.
Absolutely.
That is exposure. Someone needs to know who the heck you and Rob are.
2 years ago, I didn't have a Facebook.
Right. Well, you was a special,
Right, special ops. Yeah.
Couldn't do it. But now, a lot of people know who you are. They know you. They know you getting ready to move to Atlanta.
Yep.
They know you're entrenched here already. Yep. They done heard 22 pounds.
10 times today.
Right,
15 times today. Yeah. Hashtag, I'm loving it.
Okay.
I'm loving it.
And they can see.
What's going on this weekend, Eddie?
I don't know. Shoot, tell me.
Look what just happened.
Right. Boom.
Food of Faith.
Food of Faith. Already in my card. I need some music. Already in my card. Marketing conversation took place. Uncle Red we already here. So.
And we ain't even talked about Vegas yet.
We ain't even talked about Vegas. My favorite city in America.
We ain't talked about Vegas yet.
My favorite
city.
I would have said 107 degrees.
Well, yeah, not at noon. Not at noon. At noon, I like to sleep in.
So,
it's hot as hell.
A lot of our peoples is out there now, and I mean a lot. In case I don't know if you knew that or not, but it's a lot of Dayton homies over in Las Vegas now.
Okay.
A lot. And I mean a lot. A lot down here in Atlanta.
No,
but I'm doing some things with, I'm bringing my operations stateside.
Right, got it.
And, I want to get the ranch cooking, and I want to be able to, flip my nonprofit, mission for purpose. I want to flip my nonprofit to be able to provide the work. So we got a food angle, we got a feeding our homeless veterans, we got different angles of that, but I want to be able to provide that work at the ranch. for to make it a comprehensive, complete program.
Oh, 9 minutes.
Yeah, we're about to go. See what I'm saying? It's like okay, I'm going to give you some clothes. I'm going to give you some food, but what's next?
Right.
You can come in and get a little bit of counseling, but what's next? How do we get you gainfully employed? Yeah. And how do we keep you coming back?
We got to get you full-time somewhere.
See?
Yeah, you're right. Though.
So
we can't just give you a sandwich because you're going to be gone.
Right, you're going to be gone.
Doing the same thing.
Right. So we'll talk about it, off. Yeah.
But it's, I can. My car actually make it to Alpharetta. My truck can make it to Alpharetta. But I'm gonna get a room. Wow. I'm not coming back. See, I think because I drink beer. So you know what I mean? I'm still one of them guys. I still like to drink me some beers.
It's coming. Yeah. It's coming. I've needed a reason to put that meat out there on the grill.
I like it.
So somebody just needs to give me a reason.
You know I'm
Stop looking at me.
Hey, as soon as you said put the meat on the grill, she turned around like,
really, Uncle Ron? Oh, now we're having a party?
Now we're having a barbecue?
Really?
What I want to do is I want it to be a networking event.
Let's televise the radio show at Uncle Red's house.
What we do? No.
Live remote at Uncle Red's house, y'all.
That'd be fly.
That might be fly.
Okay.
That'd be fly.
Okay, what we talking about?
Y'all can do the live remote. I'm gonna be in the. I'll be in the pool.
Wow. She's hating. She's hating on me.
I'm gonna probably bring some trunks too, cause I'm about that pool life.
Wow.
Summertime too, girl. I'm about that pool life. What I tell you when you come? I said, bring your trunks. Bring your trunks. Tell me, I said, yeah, bro, you coming this way? You need to bring trunks, man.
Yeah. Hey.
You guys are slave drivers.
No breaks.
We could do a live remote where we are sitting.
How about this? This coming on the 99, so we get to watch.
That's a dope idea.
Okay.
Watch party. It's gonna be 6 nights already.
Hey, talking baby, no.
Be ready. Remember, keep
Queens. It sounds like Heavy D.
Cause let me see, we got.
All
right, music and then.
Got you. I got you up to 42%.
Hey, appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man.
That's saving lives.
I'm sure you got things you got to do. So.
Not tagged you on here.
No, baby, no pain.
All right, so we got about 6 minutes left in the show. We're gonna close him on out. It's been a great day. We had Senator, I'm talking to the people. We had Senator Connie Johnson.
The show on the radio.
Show earlier.
Mid-Morning Mimosa.
Bad morning.
Thank you for getting it locked right here to the coldest show on radio. APz Mid-Morning Mimosa. So of course in studio we got some special guests. Eddie Laverne Jr. We have the big homie Ren in the building and his homie Cold Shoulder Rob. So listen, you guys have been here with us, telling everybody your story, letting us know everything that you got going on. Is there anything that we haven't covered here today that, Ren, is there anything that we haven't covered here today that you would like the world to know?
Basically, yeah, a lot of things I want to cover, but I want to let y'all know where y'all can find me at.
Right. Okay.
So you can find me on Twitter at Ren Lagan, my Instagram Ren Lagan, Facebook Renford Lagan, LinkedIn Renford Ren Lagan, and if all that loses you, please just Google me, baby. I'm in there.
Nice.
So Rob, where can they find you, Rob?
Oh man, you gotta talk my game up with the artist page. I'm Cold Shoulder on
Cold Shoulder on Facebook.
Yeah.
Go ahead, spell it.
ColdShowda. And y'all can hit me on the gram. Same spelling, pretty unique. So I'm in the mix a little bit.
That's what's up. Now when I mentioned cryptocurrency a little earlier, I saw you nodding your head. You rock with that cryptocurrency?
Oh, definitely. Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, Ethereum. We're doing NFTs right now.
Okay.
So we taking the page. I'm out there. We are working with the NFT community.
Okay.
Introducing, ownership.
Absolutely.
Digital currency as well. Through digital art.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Listen, I'm definitely not mad at that.
Yep.
It's currently 57 minutes after the hour. Unfortunately, we got to wrap things up. Uncle Red, let him know, my guy.
You can follow your boy Uncle Red on social media platforms, Facebook, the Gram, or Twitter at UNCLEREDTWOTO at Uncle Red to go. Nunu.
Well, go on, everybody, and don't know this your girl Bad Gal Nunu on the mic. Thank you guys as usual for tuning in, and please follow me on all social media platforms at BADGYALNEWNEWAP.
Bad girl, this is Eddie, your boy Eddie Levert Jr. You can follow me on IG, Eddie Levert Jr., and Facebook, Eddie Levert Jr. Shout out to Senator Connie Judge.
Senator Connie Judge.
Let's go, man. Get that Senator.
Let's go. We love you,
to
gal.
the rest of my people up there and AP.
Yes, of course. I'm your boy AP That Guy. You can follow me all over social media at AP That Guy. It's really just that simple. AP That Guy. AP That Guy. It's just that simple. Listen, I'd like to thank all of our visitors. I'd like to thank everybody for keeping it like right here to the Cody Show on radio. AP's Mid-Morning Mimosa. Listen, until next time, it's been fun.
It's been real.
It's been real.
We got to bounce.
We got to get. We got
2 more minutes though.
We got to get on up. We got to get on up out of here.
Go.
Be hungry.
We got to go, Ed. We got to go.
We love y'all.
Peace out.
Peace.
All right, as we always do. All right, before we end this live, great job, gentlemen. Yo.